The pass doesn't work. It goes down the ice just to the empty net. They score! You can put it in the win column. The Flames are Western Conference champions. Yeah, baby!
From the stampede to a hockey show, the sea of red, go Flames go. We're on a quest for fire. Good food, good tunes and hockey. We're on a quest for fire. The fire's alive and it feels so right.
Okay. Monday, November 10, 2025, Calgary, Alberta, the day before Remembrance Day.
Salute.
Salute to all the fallen vets, all the vets who made it home and passed away peacefully in their homes that they fought so valiantly for. This is episode 3 of the Quest for Fire podcast. As always, I am your host with the least. You see what I did there? People are thinking to be host with the most, but I'm host with the least amount of top of the head hair. Let's just say that.
That's what we called back in the early 2000s and one.
An and one.
Yeah.
Zach May, joined by my cohort, my men among men, my good friend, the lowest of horns, Mr. Conrad, Timothy Lowhorn. Welcome, sir.
I am happy to be here. I'm happy to be here at the basement of Mike's. And Mike is so kindly just sitting off to the side, observing, always prepared, always aware, always hypervigilant. He's always ready on the prowl and ready to attack.
Always horny as well. You forgot that adjective.
Or as the kids would say, he's horned right up.
Horned up in the chutes, buck.
Okay. Maybe we'll cut that out, Mike.
Maybe we will. Maybe we won't, because nobody listens anyway, so we can say whatever the fuck we want.
I don't know. They might hear this podcast in Cairo, Egypt. No, I'm just kidding.
You know who's definitely going to hear it is Jeremy Big Perm Breaker.
I'll call out to the Big Perm.
The Big Perm, the one and only, the man with the stickiest, ickiest, most crystalliest grams, the man with a big fat bong and a lighter in his other hand.
Yeah.
Big Perm.
Big Perm will be on in a future episode. We're going to bring him on. I already talked to the Perm himself.
Did you? You talked to the Perm?
Yes, and the Big Perm will make an appearance. He does require certain
assurances.
Yeah, there. Of course, we have to roll out a red carpet. There has to be at least $600 of quality cannabis from the store of Canadian, certified by the federal government.
Because that's what we do around here. We're certified by the Alberta government. We don't want to give the inclination that we are doing things surreptitiously or we're skirting the laws. You could say scoff laws. We aren't that at all. No, that's not us. But Perm, you're not getting $600 worth of dope on the rider. Maybe we'll get you a couple joints. Maybe we'll get you a couple CBG drinks. Hey, if Perm comes on, I'm going to get him to drink CBG drinks with me. And we're going to give Tim mushrooms.
That is it. Well, that itself, we'll wait and to see if that's something that will actually happen, because I don't, right now, under these contexts, I'm going to have to, kindly decline the use of legal drugs. And this is kind of just a little reminder. So, you young kids out there, make sure you drink your milk, you take your vitamins, just like the old Hulkster used to say back in the 80s. And, the old Hulkster grew up to be a nice, strong lad. So you yourself can become a strong lad yourself. Stay off the drugs. Make sure it's certified.
Just slip psychedelics into your parents' coffee in the morning and things will improve for them. Just
You
watch.
know, if you could OD on Flintstone vitamins, I tried as a child. It couldn't happen, but I tried. And but
I think
I
this is-
love Flintstone vitamins as a child.
I think this is going to be the first pre-official start time offside. We don't want anybody to try getting OD'd on any type of fucking vitamins. But yes, I'm joined by Tim Lohorn, and we have Michael Siderose, the Egyptian rose of the Nile, who floated all the way here on a basket made of reeds to Canada, and now he's wound up on a chariot to Calgary, and here he lives in Calgary.
So his mother put him in a basket, and he rode the Nile all
All
the
the
way
way.
down to Bow.
Yeah, not the Nile, denial. Denial. He rode denial all the way here on a reed basket.
He just had to watch the frogs, the lightning bolts, all the plagues of, that plagued Egypt.
Locusts and all.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's
But-
what he ate on his journey here, was just a bunch of locusts. They were salted and roasted, so quite nice, but this is all fabrication. This is all...
If you're wondering what I'm referencing, it's the Metallica song "Creeping Death." So, so if you're wondering what I'm talking about, just listen to the Metallica song "Creeping Death," and you'll know exactly. That basically gives you insight into the history of one of our background voices, the Mike.
part of the Peanut Gallery.
Yeah.
Our Peanut Gallery, our official Peanut
And
Gallery.
part of the peanut gallery today, Zach and Mike offered me a peanut punch. I never tried this before.
He's about to try some peanut punch, man.
I'll
That's
let
one
you
of
know
the
when I
finest
break it
drinks from
open.
the Caribbean.
Oh, this is Jamaican?
Yeah, man, it's Jamaican.
It's from the island, bro.
From the island.
Oh, man. Okay.
Grace product.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what. I don't like ginger beer.
You don't like ginger beer?
I tried ginger
Man,
beer.
you must be crazy, bomba clot.
You're starting to sound like the villain on Above the Law. I'm just kidding. With Steven Seagal. You ever watch that? Was that Above the Law? I don't know.
I don't remember.
I just remember, yeah.
The only good one was Under Siege. That was the only good one.
Under Siege?
Because that chick popped out of the cake. That was the best one.
Oh, Gary Busey.
Gary Busey was in that.
Gary Busey was
Yeah.
a great.
Villain.
Oh my goodness! Yeah,
He was and Tommy Lee Jones, too, was in that. They had to carry Steven Seagal.
yeah.
His girder couldn't do it alone.
Honestly, and there I go again. I'm gonna have to edit that shit out. But for the longest time in my family,
Don't edit it out.
the most famous people we ever met for the longest time, my dad brought down to our res was the North of 60 cast
Oh, really?
back in the 90s when they're at the peak.
So I know a couple of alumni from North of 60.
Oh, okay.
Nathan Arcan,
Okay, yeah.
and then Stacy De Silva. She was on there, too.
Oh,
Young, bright-eyed Stacy De Silva. We're going to have her on the podcast one day. Shout out Stacy.
one of the
she's up-
1,000
she's in
promises.
What we've made. We've made so many promises. We're like a political party.
I-
It's like we're trying to apply for chief and council here. Like,
The apply, yeah, just apply.
just apply within. Send us a resume, send us a good campaign slogan, and then put up a couple of signs in and around town site, and then we'll see what we can do for you.
We'll hand the nation's budget over to you.
To you, because you applied.
The only promise I actually want us to fulfill is have Susan Sarandon on the pod.
See, who's pie in the sky now? Whose piece of pie are you dreaming about in the sky now?
Well, Thelma and Louise. That's yeah. Susan
I think
Sarandon.
you're going to have to do a Thelma and Louise version of our pictures with your AI magic touch.
when she's on the pod.
Our thumbnail. No, you just got to do a Thelma and Louise of you and I on that car about to drive off the cliff. That's going to be the thumbnail for one of our episodes. We should do that. We should do funny thumbnails. But yeah, this is episode 3.
Oh no, I'll be in the back seat, and you'll be holding hands with Mike, and Mike will be driving.
Holding hands with Mike?
Blind Mike.
He's got to have both hands on the wheel. He's blind, Tim. You think I'm getting in the car with a blind guy
With
using
one hand
to
on the
drive?
wheel?
Hell no. HE double hockey sticks to the no.
If a blind man drives a car, you make sure he has 2 hands on the wheel.
Or
That's the rule of thumb.
like that skinny guy in Quest for Fire has 2 hands on the hips of that woman he just snuck up on in Sabat's.
Moest.
Both hands on the hips at all times.
I could tell this man spent a lot of time on the east side of Siksika.
Eastsiders come back. So this is episode 3 of the Quest for Fire podcast. We are watching Quest for Fire again. It's the scene where the guys are trying to steal fire from the main tribe, from the Neanderthals. They're dropping all those rocks and trees off the top of the cliff, and they're starting a raid. It's a wicked raid. They're looking for fire. A fight's about to go down.
I can't wait anymore. I'm going to drink this peanut punch.
Okay, Tim's going to try his peanut punch. I'm going to say this episode is sponsored by the Canadian Legion. I know if I contacted them earlier and been more professional, they probably would have been happy to sponsor this episode. But I do want to give a shout out to the Legion and all the veterans currently involved in the armed forces, thinking about being in the armed forces, or those who have given their lives or retired and have since crossed over as being a veteran of our Canadian armed forces. So thank you for all your service and all you've done for us. We enjoy the fruits of your labor. You are the shoulders of the giants that we stand on today. So we salute you, and you guys are going to be in our hearts as we venture into the void to bring you another scintillating podcast. Yes. So it's time for
Honor the veterans.
First period.
Oh, okay, let me
get that timer going. Hit that horn, big man. Okay, first face-off. Oh, Zach takes a puck, and he asks about the peanut punch. Tim, what's up with the peanut punch? How do you like it?
Like, do you actually just like melt peanut like into like just dilute it with water and then just put it in these little containers?
Tetra Paks.
It's peanut butter.
It's basically like drinkable peanut butter.
It's peanut butter, like honestly. And there it goes again. But I'm going to keep that one in. But
well, I want you to be honest.
If this is possible, I wish they would put jam.
Jam.
Peanut punch and jam. I drink
you do.
crap out of that.
You just grab a juice box, a grape juice box. You drink one sip of that, one sip of this, and you just mix it up.
This is like...
There's no peanut butter and jam drink. It's just
I will be honest with you. This is making me feel a little bit weird that peanut butter is this liquidy, and it's completely blowing my mind right now. And I'm just thinking, whoever invented this...
But is it good, though?
It tastes like peanut butter.
It's great. I know.
But it's the texture. My brain is telling me
it's thick.
It should have some type of buttery, and like, you get a little bit of hint of those little peanut butter, curds or whatever.
They're called peanuts, Tim, and it's crunchy peanut butter is what you're talking about. This is smooth peanut butter, the drinkable version.
All right, Mr. Politically Correct Zach. Off to you.
No.
In today's news, Zach speaks of the proper terms of peanuts and the crunches and the bunches.
Graces.
Honestly, it makes me feel really weird.
Like what kind of weird? Like what do you mean? Like good weird, bad weird?
It's not like it's one of those things that it's not supposed to exist. Like it doesn't taste bad. It tastes exactly like peanut butter. And I don't mind peanut butter. I like peanut butter. But it's the texture. It's like liquid. It's like it's like when you leave peanut butter in like the sun too long.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be warm. I don't know. Maybe if you warm it up.
This is cold though.
Maybe
this is
if
like
you
chilled.
Warm it up a bit, maybe it would be closer to what. I don't know
because it sits in the supermarket warm, and it's not any more viscous.
Why does it exist?
It's a drink they like in the Caribbean, man. Because they probably don't eat peanut butter and bread. They probably don't eat bread like we do and toast like we do. You know what I mean?
But
look at how much protein
you know what
in
this
there.
could work really good with?
It's high in protein.
You know what this would work really good with?
What?
If you were slow cooking ribs, you put this stuff in there.
Yeah, I could see it. You could do like a...
You do like a grape crush where the acid kind of breaks down the meat, and then you put this in there, and then you get peanut butter and jelly ribs, bro.
That's a neat idea.
You slow cook it, you foil it up, you barbecue it slow.
And sauce it. Then you sauce it after you take it off the barbecue.
No, you just put it in the foil and you put this in there, and then you put the grape crush in there, and you got peanut butter and jelly ribs.
That could work because...
So you don't sauce it. You just peanut butter and jelly ribs dry, and then you put a little brown sugar in there.
That's interesting. It's interesting because, I do like peanut butter and bacon sandwich. Did you ever try that?
I never tried it with bacon, but I heard that was the king's favorite sandwich.
It was Elvis's favorite sandwich. He put like a whole jar of jelly. He put like 2
How do you
packs.
put a whole jar of jelly?
Because it was a massive French roll he had. He had this massive sandwich. Like this.
That is genius.
This honking thing.
Like you just cut it down the middle.
middle.
You kind of like push in,
Either scoop out the guts.
No, you
of
just
the
push
bread,
it in. You keep
or you push it in.
like us. We're bread eaters,
are.
homogenized guys.
Homogenized
You
bread
just
eaters.
take in all the carbs.
All the carbs, all the fat, all the salt, all the meat.
You take
all
it
the
all
sugar.
in, bro. You take it all in, just like how us men we hold in all our stress, we hold in all the hardship. We hold in all the bullshit, and then we wait until it gives us a heart attack. When we get older. But
And everybody wonders why he died. He was so healthy and loving.
the thing is he held everything in, including all like a shit ton of bread.
Shit ton of bread.
And a shit ton of homogenized milk. And apparently Zach's warm 10% milk. When we
Warm.
talk,
I like chilled 10% milk. Thank you. Chilled.
well, you talk about warm milk, bro.
Oh yeah, I do like warm milk, but that's like you put it on the stove and you warm it up. You drink that.
Like I understand it when you go to Starbucks and they do that. What is that called?
Like foam or something.
I'm not a bougie drinker.
Neither am
Usually
I.
I get the caramel macchiato. I can't even say it properly.
Show you what it is. Or a latte.
That's a latte. It's hot milk, eh?
Latte is it's like latte is milk, the word for milk, but then it's like steamed and whipped.
So, what language is that? Is that
Italian.
Italian?
Yeah.
So is lotto like homogenized? I'm just kidding.
No. Actually, I don't even think they have words. Honestly, I don't think you can get like 1%
No,
of skim milk there. Honestly, I don't think you can get that chintzy lame milk.
No, this is every time I take a sip of this, brother. It's making me feel weird.
But like I've asked you this before, good weird or bad weird?
It's hard to say because I like the taste of like peanut butter. I don't like the taste of peanut butter with this liquid texture, like this, just like liquid form.
I find it refreshing. I like it. It's like a nice shot of peanut butter when I don't want bread, when I don't want a sandwich, when I don't want to just eat like 8-layer peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with giant glasses of milk like I did when I was 14. I don't want to do that.
I never heard that in my life. Like
What?
I grew up in the country.
Yeah.
We don't liquidize our peanut butter out in the country. I'll tell you that. But
Well, in the Jamaican
I never
country,
heard
they
that. That is something that I never heard in my life.
I do that. I like peanut butter all times. And as many times as I can get it, I'll get peanut butter. It's actually a great pick-me-up with protein. Low sugar, lots of protein. Get it in ya.
Hey, here's a trick I heard. I don't know. You could verify it. Fact checkers come out. We might be bringing out the unnamed companion that's gonna probably fact check our shit. We're gonna touch on it just slightly a bit right now, but we have a special guest coming in on the third period.
We do. The one and only. We'll tease him. He's probably the deadliest uncle in the history of uncles. He's very spooky. He's very slender. You could say he's like a slender man. The way he moves about the land. The benders and moves and surrenders and games with enders.
Sometimes he's confused for the drummer of Nirvana.
Yeah, you could definitely think so. Sometimes he's confused for a Blackfoot Ron Perlman. You
Yeah.
just don't know. So, yeah, we have a guest coming in for the third period. We promised a guest. We teased him a couple episodes ago, and he's going to be back. But we have our peanut gallery here. He's obviously not that entertained because he's only chuckled a couple times. But let's do our best to get the peanut gallery popping. You know, we did a little peanut punch talk, and
Yeah,
I know Tim.
You know what's not popping? I don't think I can get used to this peanut punch.
Well, give it here.
No offense.
I'll drink it.
Here, take it. No offense, but I think peanut butter should always be on bread, or if you take it in a spoon form, but never liquid. That's my personal preference. I'm going to live and die by that, you know. But I don't know. Maybe it'll kill me one day. But foreshadow.
I'm drinking the rest of his peanut punch right now, and my God, is it good! It's just so satisfying. It's like a chocolate milk kind of texture, but it's got a peanut shake feel. It's like if you made like a milkshake in the morning with like some.
Yeah, maybe because I don't like peanuts, like nuts in my mouth, you know. But Zach seems
Legumes.
to really enjoy it.
Yeah, these ones.
Yeah.
I like other nuts too. Coconuts,
yeah.
walnuts, hazelnuts.
Oh no, Mike has awakened.
Start talking about nuts.
Yeah.
Guy
Mike
gets
is
excited.
approaching Zach from behind.
Whoa. Fuck. He's up there, blind guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Keep the percentages low.
so Tim doesn't like peanut punch. That's established, okay? All right, all our Jamaican listeners, we're sorry. We're sorry that Tim has offended you in your culture.
And I'm
It's
sorry
okay.
that Steven Seagal had to kill one of you and above
Yeah.
the law.
So it looks like in the first 3 episodes, we've alienated quite a large segment of the world. Me alienating all the gingers out there. And then now Tim alienating every single Caribbean person on the planet because of his disdain for peanut punch. So at this rate, we're going to alienate the whole world by what, episode 8? What? Where are we going to be here? It's not. We're not far off insulting everyone or offending every group of people out there. Yeah, I'm sure there's somebody who can be like, did they just really marginalize that blind guy there? Tell him not to walk up behind him? Huh? Say easy, blind guy? Oh, geez, I'm going to write a letter. Wait, just get ready for some strongly worded letters coming our way. So, Tim, I guess it's still my face-off. I want to know how you been. What's up? What's going on with you, man? A lot's going on. People don't know. Tim has undergone a massive change in his life. He's answering a calling, if you will, a calling deep inside his psyche that spoke to him. And, he's trying to see if that calling is this change. So, what's up?
Yeah. Fact check. Steven Seagal, in fact, battled the Jamaicans and marked for death.
Marked for death. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for fact checking that one. I'm sure
Now-
people who are really big fans of Steven Seagal were really
Have been marginalized.
well. No, we've even pulled them back from the edge. We're not marked for cancellation anymore.
Marked for cancel. Well,
You can't cancel us. We can just keep uploading this. We're not making any money off this, and you can't sue us because we have nothing. And if you did, I'm not going to show you where my recording equipment is.
so just to let you guys know, there was a certain period of time where Steven Seagal was the man. When when the movie Hard to Kill came out,
Yes, that was it. Yes,
that was
it was his first big breakthrough. Yep, He was this Shotokan kung fu expert.
So he did, Mark for Death, and he did Above the Law. Mm-hmm. And then he went on to do, and I believe that was 94, 95, was it Under Siege?
Which is the one I said earlier.
Was Gary Busey.
Well, what's that girl's name? I forget her name. She was like mega babe. She did
Yeah,
like a Playboy.
I think that was one of my exes from back in the day. Yeah, I'm just kidding. I will do a fact
That's
check.
like the part right now in Quest for Fire where they see those deer just like running away from them. They're all just drooling like, oh God, I want to eat. I'm so hungry. Let's go eat those things. We haven't eaten in days. Let's go find them and eat them. Oh my God. That's like Tim saying that chick's my ex. It's like you.
Erica Eleniak.
Oh, Erica Eleniak, yeah, Eleniak, something like that. Okay.
She's actually relatively young and still looks very beautiful.
Yeah, 'cause she's like 20 in the 90s, or like 30
How's
years.
that? 56 years old?
That's not old. I'll get in there.
56.
Cowboy already had her, yeah, apparently. I can just hear his Desi Creighton voice. I had her. Don't you try it. I had her. Fucking cowboy. Prick.
Call out.
Call out.
Call out.
Prick. I'm like Ty Domi arguing with that fan.
We're
in
going to
the
have
penalty box.
one of our first events podcast, live podcasts we're going to do. Zach is going to, in fact, wrestle Cowboy
No way.
to the death.
I don't want to turn that guy on. I got to turn two people on at the same time, Mike and Cowboy. I'm not doing that.
Mike will ref the rest
Oh
of the match.
God, he's gonna ref and just like shower us in baby oil. Like, just God, like I just no, so much no.
The Diddy oil that drugs you
Yeah,
and
like it's gonna be-
paralyzes you.
I'm gonna start calling him Michael's City Diddy roast.
Yeah.
Diddy rose. So what's going on? Tell us what's going on with you. Talking about Steven Seagal here, updates. You're fucking avoiding your updates. Tell us what's going on, Tim.
Yeah, well, there's an election happening, and I decided to run a campaign and try to be a political figure. Obviously, from the podcast, these are not going to help at all. In fact, they're going to
You don't know.
destroy my entire platform.
You don't know that though.
They're gonna
Not enough
wreck
people
my
listen
entire
for
platform.
one.
And I accept it. I already accept it, but hey, you got to try. Hey, you got to swing, you know? You swing and miss, you know? That's what you got to do. If you want to try something out, you want to do something, even if you don't know how to do it, you just go do it and you make it happen. That's what you do. You do the magic thing, you know? Like, yeah, you just give her, you know?
Just give her, eh?
Yeah, you just give her a, right?
Just give her. So, like, you're running for what position in this political race? What are you doing here?
Councilman.
Council member for Siksika Nation.
Siksika. I'll guarantee you this. It's a great way to get people to not like you.
That's what seems to be true. You know what? If you ever want a whole bunch of people on the reserve to like really question everything about you, definitely get in a position of political power. That's what it seems like.
Oh yeah, well anywhere basically.
Yeah.
You know, I don't. You know, like with the way people. Well, I don't know. Depends who you talk to, of course. Everything is subjective, but you talk to
everything.
anyone about Donald Trump, you know, he's a pretty divisive guy. You either love him or you don't. But I think politics itself is kind of like that. You either love it or you don't. You know, Carney, Trudeau, Poliev, you know, Jean Chrétien, you know, I don't know who the other guys.
Who are the other guys?
Paul Martin.
Yes, those are that.
Apparently,
those are
Paul
two
Martin was
liberally-
also the defenseman of the New Jersey Devils.
He was an American Paul Martin. Our Paul Martin was actually pretty incredible. Besides their like Meech Lake scandal and those things, but they had Canada poised to be leaders in green energy in like the early 2000s before Harper took over and then just abolished all of it. But
Yeah, so
he sure did regulate our banks better and gave some sweetheart deals to Chinese nationalists when it came to investing in our oil fields.
So when we talk about green energy, we're talking about the gamma rays that actually formed the Hulk. So eventually Marvel got those energies and was able to actually get some decent films out of Bruce Banner there.
People don't recognize that the gamma rays came from our CANDU reactors. CANDU reactors made in Canada, some of the finest small nuclear reactors you can get. Safe, nuclear. Go green. Go grandma green. So you're running for councilman. You're running for council. You just had a forum yesterday. You told me earlier about you're feeling inspired because we've had a lot of talks about what you'd like to do with Siksika, what you feel like Siksika should do, and just in a quick little soundbite, tell us why changes need to happen.
I'm just going to say one thing. I don't think we should be mixing too much politics. I think we kind of did that last pod at the end there in OT. And but I know there's probably a lot of people who disagree with me, but I stand on what I believe, you know. In fact, I want to start a coalition to bring back the native in sports, you know. I want to start a coalition to bring back the Cleveland Indians, you know, bring back the Redskins. But outside of that, that's the last pod. You can go listen to that and then, you know, be offended all you want. But honestly, all I'm going to say is that this pod is a nice discussion to talk about hockey. But honestly, there it goes again. I said it. I'm not editing that out.
You're an honest person. You're an honest person.
But
So
sometimes I
honestly,
say it when I'm not honest.
Well, just
Like a true politician.
stop being a politician. Just answer my question. Why do you think? Tell us why change needs to happen quickly. Tell us.
I'm practicing right now.
Oh, it's not your cousin.
I'm proud.
Jeez, this is real life.
Meanwhile, oh my goodness, I don't want to look at that.
So,
But
a bit of dong, hanging dong.
they got the cannibal tribe
Yeah.
has Tommy Chong's daughter and some dude tied up in a tree. And yeah, this dude just looks straight out of like a 30-day bender.
30 day, 30 year
Yeah,
bender, that guy.
30 years, no water, just straight dehydrated, you know, liver just shriveled to shit. You know, we're on the scene where the dudes come across his cannibal tribe, the red guys. Man, that guy looks like a guy I know. And we might have that guy on the pod. But we actually, in fact, having one of these guys, Ron Perlman, on the pod by the name of Joe.
Joe.
But I'm not talking directly into the mic.
No, you aren't.
But
It's new mics. We're using new
and
mics.
again, I'm bypassing like a true politician. I'm
Yeah.
bypassing the question.
The question. We want to know why do you think change needs to happen? What kind of change needs to happen and why? Tell us why. Soundbite.
No, well, we need the infrastructure of the community, like lack thereof. But we need to start planning and looking on how to build an infrastructure, whether technologically, you know, and also economically. But
It's up with you, man. This is what's going on with you. Like I want to know because you're a smart guy. You're really passionate about your people, your culture, and seeing that your people and your culture are protected and stewarded into a place where someone like you is comfortable with the direction that's heading. And I think that's important to check up on because you're an important person to me and you're important to our peanut gallery. Okay?
just not your peanut punch.
Just not my peanut punch. You could be. You could be important to all the peanuts.
No, not to peanut punch. Brother.
Not to the peanut punch.
That's something that I tried. You know, funny enough, it didn't make me feel disgusted. It just made kind of my brain and my mouth kind of feel awkward. Mm. And then it kind of made my stomach kind of
like the first time you kissed your cousin.
It's like, hey, I was taught.
So it's practice.
If you kiss, don't tell. You know, it's the reality of those things. Hey, you know, you keep those things in the dark. Like everybody, every normal person that makes love in the dark with the lights out, you don't see shit. You feel around like a blind man in an orgy. You had to feel your way around.
Hey, it's Enrico Palazzo. No, that's a good one. It's so good because we do have a blind man, but he's never been to an orgy. Like, we got to get him into an orgy. If you guys can find an orgy that Mike be welcome at,
but
let us know. We'll get him there. We'll have him showing up in an Uber. We'll dress him in a nice funky
apparently, shirt. In the basement of Chicken on the Way, you know, you have to be a pretty elite club, but apparently there's this conspiracy theory that there's a gathering at the basement of where they let the grease throughout the day just kind of like cool
coagulate
off, and then they start pouring it on all the guys in the basement
and gals. There's got to be some gals. I think it's open opportunity there.
I'm just kidding.
No, but no, he's not. Like there apparently is this orgy club that meets in the basement of Chicken on the Way in Calgary.
That's part of my platform. No, I'm just kidding.
What, chicken or orgies? or chicken and orgies.
Anything
Let's
you
be
could
clear.
think of that's related. I'm just kidding.
All this cousin talk has got him excited again.
Yeah. Hey, I didn't leave Blackfoot country to go to Slovenia to date some people.
You could though.
I'm just kidding.
You'd like those skinny fucking Slavic chicks, man. They're nice. They know how to cook. They know how to clean.
I'm already married.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you very much.
Oh, yeah.
But
Thank you very much.
let's wrap up the political talk. All I got to say is I love my home and I love the Blackfoot people. You know, Daddy loves you. I'm just kidding. No, but I don't want to mix. I don't want to mix politics with podcasting. Honestly,
Why?
if anything, if anyone that votes for me listens to this, I hope you don't vote for me.
Perm, you hear that? You're the only person listening. Anyways. Maybe Cowboy. Cowboy doesn't even have a vote.
Hey, you know what? You don't listen to podcasts. You know, like you ever hear a politician on a podcast?
Yeah, there are lots of them. There are lots of
Yeah, like
political
right
podcasts.
now.
So we're on a roll now.
It's
so that
lame.
we're ableist.
It's
we're
lame.
Okay. I don't think it's lame. I just trying to check in with my friend. He's going to go on a big, massive change. We're definitely going to cut that part out.
Well,
Definitely cutting that part out.
no, we're keeping it in. Mike
Fine,
heard
keep
us.
it in.
He's going to tell.
Leave it in. Just leave it in.
He's
then.
going to tell. I'm going to get canceled, and I'm going to get deplatformed.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I'm going to be kicking cans. No, just kidding.
So you're running for council. What else is going on with you? Tell us what else is going on with you.
Well,
Since last time we hung out.
yeah.
podcasting.
Well, as you can see, as a true politician, I dodged all of that shit. But
You gave us some answers that I asked for. I wanted to know.
I'll
what kind of
probably edit
change.
that whole section out.
Oh, it's just going to be this horrible mix of like Max. Who's that guy? That guy from the '80s? That weird guy on the '80s MTV. Max Headroom. That's what he's going to sound like. Chop this thing up so bad.
But other than that, I myself am not ready for winter. I need to get winter tires for my truck. I have really good tires on my other truck, and we live out in the country. We need trucks, eh?
Yeah, you do.
That is what, like, I won't be able to get it on my driveway.
It's true. Yeah.
after one snowfall, because
Yeah, and your driveway doesn't even. There's like no dip in it either. Like your driveway is like just West G, pretty flat. There are some driveways out there like there's like a dip, like a good 30-foot dip, and then it comes back up. Like Joe's driveway.
it goes 30 feet.
Yeah, it probably dips at least like 20 feet, and then it comes back up to their house. And there's like a definite like flood potential if it gets too much snow or ice. Like if it doesn't get cleared out, they're not leaving.
Well, the one thing you got to watch out for, what do you call it? Drifts.
Yeah, the drifts, they're serious for sure. They're fun to like slide down, toboggan down, but not fun for your vehicles.
So my old house,
So you need good winter tires, and you got to winterize. That's what you're talking about. You're not ready for winter.
yeah. So where I used to live in West Gleason, the way we were angled against like that Arctic that Arctic blizzard blast that ever comes all the time every winter, we had actually like, I think one year we had almost like a 12-foot drift right on the driveway there. So I had to make a driveway through the fence to get out on the road. I honestly thought we were like, like Jack Nicholson in The Shining, kind of locked in there and nowhere to go. But
All work and no play.
makes Jack a dull boy. But yeah, snowdrifts suck tremendously. And if you're from the res, obviously we don't invest in snow blowers. We just do everything, just hand bomb the snow, which takes forever.
But you get
But-
jacked.
Yeah, you get frostbite, you get jacked, you probably lose a couple fingers. You're good. That's the hard living of living out in the country. You just
Yeah.
embrace it.
Yeah.
You enjoy it. You learn to love it. You learn.
You know what I need?
What's that?
Sixica needs outdoor rinks.
We do have an outdoor rink
Where?
by the Sportsplex. Now, if you guys haven't been aware, like Zach, we had a deal with the Calgary Flames Foundation back, I believe, about maybe 3 years ago. And they built an ODR, an outdoor rink, right by our sportsplex. The Flames Foundation assisted our Siksika Health to be able to build. And yeah, it's actually a pretty decent outdoor rink. It's not official size, but it's great. And in summertime, we got Cousin Skateboards that is going out there and setting up their ramps and skateboarding.
What about ball hockey? No ball hockey plays there? Nobody like...
Well, I was using it when I was coaching hockey. I would go out there like at the beginning of the season to get them to work on their passing and their team play and build a little bit of team, chemistry. Kind of take them out there and do some ball hockey or whatever, but more so like drills, like having like a ground hockey practice, but with a real hockey team, and then we would have our practices on the ice.
Well, that's how you're doing.
Funny enough, Mike
you're
looks
scared
kind
of
of
winter.
Italian.
You're getting ready for winter. He looks like a lot of things.
He looks like Italian. Mike is going to be the generic human being of the future.
What,
Everybody's going to look like him.
Blind and two-spirit? And then you're running for politics. This sounds like a crazy mix for you since the last time we talked.
Yeah, sounds like I'm really untrustworthy, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Like, a slave. Like, the old school slave. Like back in the time of Creepin' Death by Metallica, when those guys were, building pyramids and, all these fancy stuff for the pharaoh. And, some dude came, said, "Let my people go." And Mike's people didn't want to let them go. I'm just kidding. And obviously, yeah. But Mike is a descendant of a pharaoh, so maybe he should be proud about that. I think not too many people can say that their father went to Ra. No, I'm just kidding.
So, yeah, I guess I'll just do my check-in. I guess we're way over 20 minutes because I didn't even know where we are. But
well, I'm going to edit out basically like 20 minutes of the intro here.
We just finished a film in Siksika. We just filmed our 11th film under the Napi Collective banner. It's a really cool script. My buddy Josh Manyheads, shout out Mr. Manyheads. He wrote the script and he directed it. It's something he's been concocting for some time, and as a collective, we were able to produce it finally. It was a great vibe, really amazing time with the crew. I'm just so thankful every time I get to go out and make a film with that group of people because it's always so many hugs, so much laughs, and we get to participate in delivering another project into the world to find its legs and inspire people. And yeah, it was a nice little time. Other than that, though, I've been good. I've just been hearing Tim and all of his campaign promises that he's trying to make to people. Jokes. I haven't heard any of them. But yeah, it hasn't been doing too much. Just been keeping a grounded, level-headed approach, and just getting ready for the next level of projects. And yeah, not too much. Just a little bit of work, a little bit of writing, a little bit of cooking. Well, we saw The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, Alberta Theatre Projects. That was a cool play.
Really?
Yeah, it was
They're
really
doing
cool.
Was that for like Halloween or?
No, I think they're just doing it just for the season. It might be in correspondence with Halloween, but yeah, it's that time of year, so I think it was a good time for them to debut that. And it's one of their most successful plays that they've had all year. Like the revenue they generated because of the interest in this one specifically has been significant. So that says a lot because Calgary is a pretty eclectic town, not just oil, money, and conservative values. There's a lot of people here who appreciate art and culture, and they like the story of Ichabod Crane. I liked it too. I thought it was a good spin on it. They were able to inject some contemporary issues, even local issues, about paying teachers appropriately. You hear me, UCP? Pay the teachers. Yeah. So we're not going to get too political, but yeah.
Zach, we don't want to get too political.
If
here.
you
What
say
happened
that
with the teachers,
if you say that kids are the most precious resource we have, I think it makes sense that the people who spend a large amount of time with them to educate them about the world around them, to prepare them to succeed in that world.
I'll make a promise.
Usually you'd want to pay those people enough so that they're less stressed and able to deliver better, more effective education and pedagogy. But that's just me, Daniel Smith. That's just me, Danny. So yeah.
No, I think they should up the standard on the curriculum.
I think they should too.
I think they need to stick to a good, solid teaching of history, Canadian, also world history, significant events, and not try to propagandize kids,
Yeah, the UCP's been doing that for a while. It was just Jason Kenney when they were trying to propagandize the oil business to make the students more sympathetic to the oil industry, which I do support the oil industry because we have so much because of the refinement of oil, and we have so much in our backyard here, and makes sense.
I love oil, man.
Yeah, me too.
I spend like a crap ton of money on oil every week.
We all do, and everybody does. Everybody,
I love it.
Everybody's surrounded
I love
by
it.
petroleum.
I bathe in oil, boy.
We all do. And it's just such this is a weird hill to die on, to say that we don't want it anymore. Well, it's given us so much. So
infrastructurally, we can't handle eradicating it the way
that people think
they're
we can.
talking about it, like going green, just eradicate oil. Infrastructurally, we can't. Not even going electric. We don't even have the grid that can handle it. We live in southern Alberta. You can't drive, a what do you call it, a Revion or a Tesla or whatever shaving razor you drive. You can't drive those things across the southern Alberta Great Highway. The Trans-Canada.
Well, you can, but just not in certain weather conditions. And then not only do we not have the infrastructure you're talking about for the grid, but we also don't have it for the supply chain. You can't expect the entire supply chain to just divest themselves from petroleum.
Well, I'll give you one
petroleum
guarantee.
is reliable.
I'm going to make one political promise if you get me in office. If you vote for me.
For a guy who doesn't want this to be political, you're sure making this political.
If you vote for me, I'm going to release the Bigfoot evidence.
Ooh, I've already seen it. Have you seen that video, that thing in Canada?
I'm going to release why they want you to drive electric shaving razors rather than manly vehicles that, make manly sounds when you drive very fast with them.
Okay, well, Tim is making promises. You're going to have to keep them somehow. If we get more than one listener, if more than one person like Perm is listening, you're going to have to make good on that.
Well, I'll tell you what. Perm, I know exactly where you are right now. You're sitting on your bed and you're looking at what you have left to smoke. You know what? Don't comb your hair today. Look in the mirror and tell yourself, I need myself a V8.
Oh, a new school V8. You know what? One of the great V8s now, these things are there's so much R&D being put into the V8 engine. These things are way more efficient than they were back in the day. This is a fine machine, these V8s. I just sold my truck a V8.
Congratulations on the sale.
Yeah, I just did that.
I'm so happy that you sold your Dodge. Now we can cut off our ties to Dodge and Lanny McDonald completely.
Tell him Lanny sent you. But we already cut off.
Did the guy say that to you when he bought the Dodge?
No, it was Janie who bought it.
Zach, Lanny sent me.
Oh, yeah? Well, that's still going to be the same
Lanny
price.
sent me to buy this wonderful truck.
Nice truck. It was a really nice truck. I bought it for this business I had, but that business fell through.
Yeah.
Everybody told me not to do business with this guy. I thought it was one of those teach a man to fish moments, and I just taught him how to push me away too and hate me, throw the fish in my face. So yeah, but anyways, I sold that truck. So that's all the things that have been going on with me. So I guess that's the end of the first period, way late. I didn't want to know how late we are. Just humor me. How far did we go over? 25 minutes over?
Yeah, we slightly went over time. We're about 39.
So we went 20 minutes over. Okay.
29 minutes over.
Oh, 29 minutes over?
Yeah.
You're at 59? No, sorry. You're almost at... Oh, man, we went 30 minutes over. That's
that's why we don't
huge.
have politics on the podcast.
Huge. That's the end of period 1. Hit the horn, Tim.
All right.
All right. So this first intermission, who's it brought to us by?
This first intermission, I'll tell you what. I can say this because it's a legit. They don't pay us or whatever. We just love the guys. This is more of a shout out. This podcast, we're doing this podcast for the guys at Cousin Skateboards.
Okay. Okay, Cousin
CJ
Skateboards.
Cutter, the boys, Ziggy, Dickie. We got the boys, the boys.
The boys.
The boys.
The boys.
The boys. The skaters, the lovers, of anything that has 4 wheels and trucks, and I keep saying, but everything that you love of, since the beginning days when, they started skating on the skateboards. I don't know, what is it, the dogs of something town? I don't know.
Lords of Dogtown.
Yeah, the Lords of Dogtown. Thank you for that correction. I never skated. I always admired people who skate. I always thought it was really cool, but I was scared of little rocks, and stuff like that, and scared of getting hurt. So
Well, we were always bigger guys, and gravity and concrete and our weight, our size, our heft, yeah, that's a recipe for a lot of injuries.
yeah, and 2 knees. If you enjoy your knees, maybe don't be a big guy and try to skate. But for me, I always loved skateboarding. Like, I just loved enjoying watching it. I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. So support the guys. They're going out to the communities. They're going out from Siksika. They go down to Bloodspagani. They go down to Minithini and Stony, Nakota.
It's beneath me.
Yeah, Minithini. And the bros out there. And then they go out to Calgary here, and they have events. They teach kids how to skate. And shout out to all the guys that, help them out, like Becca and all these Q, Oscar, all the guys who've been part of that, that have been doing all of those wonderful things. They are legit. They are tried, tested, and true, So if you want to learn how to skate, you go to these guys and tell them. They'll teach you how to skate, and then they'll take you to the show.
Tell them Tim sent you. Okay, so first period brought to you by Cousins Skateboards. Based out of Siksika Nation. Yes, okay. So let's get ready for the second period here. Hit the horn.
Drop the puck.
Drop the puck. Who gets the face off? Tim gets the face off. You said it today. What did you want to talk about this period? I think you brought it up. You were talking about your man. You're all bedarded in here.
Yeah, getting all bedarded.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a pretty tough one talking about the Flames. I'm not going to lie.
Depends on how you look at tough.
But tough but amazing because
That's right. There you go. Silver lining.
we have the goalie of the future. We have the defenseman of the future. All we need is a forward of the future. And it's a potential that we could get that forward this coming 2026 draft in the form of a man from Whitehorse. Is that Whitehorse, Yukon?
Yeah, and he also trained in the same North Vancouver hockey academies as Connor Bedard, Macklin Celebrini, who, Tim? Tell us again who they are.
Who's that?
Macklin, Connor. Aren't they top 4 in the NHL scoring race right now?
Oh, we're talking about that kind of like down. We're sticking to the Flames right now.
Well, this is all related. The point is the reason
Like
why
all
the
your
Silver Lake.
exes. No, I'm just
They're all related. I like that one
There we
family.
go.
Just a lot of sisters.
That excited Mike.
Really, the human family.
Keep the
Just got a lot of women in that
Yeah.
family. No, it's all related, man. Like the Flames have been doing terribly, but that's the right trajectory for them because they're not a good hockey team. And they've been a middling hockey team for a long time. They've had this mentality that they just want to sneak into the playoffs and keep fans coming to the seats because we almost lost the team in '94 and we had to have the whole community rally around to keep them here. And they're our beloved big ticket item. And we've never had the stones to commit to a rebuild. But where are the Flames at right now? 4 wins on the year? Is that where we're at? And losses keep mounting. We just got 2 shutouts
at this
in a
point
row.
in time,
We just got shut out by Minnesota. We just got shut out by Connor Bedard and his Hawks. Connor Bedard strips Morgan Frost of an entry and then goes in and dangles our goalie like nothing.
so at this point in time, I'd like to introduce kind of a new companion to the pod, our fact checker, the nameless, the AI bot.
So we have an AI
Hey,
bot.
Tim, what's new with you today?
Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing great. You know me, always curious what you've got on your mind today.
So right now we're doing the podcast.
Absolutely, we're in full podcast mode. Let's dive right in and have some fun.
Okay,
This is creepy, Tim.
we're gonna have fun. All right.
You bet we are.
This is
I'm here for all the fun So what's bubbling up in that creative mind today? We can pick any topic you like and just rip on it.
So first of all, I want you to say hello to my podcast host, Zach May.
Absolutely, let's do it. Hey, Zach, a big hello and shout out to you. Thanks for having me on board.
Well, thank you for that nice greeting. It's nice to have you on board. I'm a little creeped out by it, like Tim in the Peanut Punch, but
Oh, you're very welcome, Zach. No need to be freaked out at all. We're just here to have a good time and chat away like old friends.
yes, if old friends were as smart as the compendium of all the information and all the technical progress.
Well, I'm always up. Absolutely, just like old pals catching up. We'll keep it super chill and totally relaxed.
All right, you sure are decisive, aren't you? But anyways, yeah, thank you for being on board, for being our fact checkers. Tim speaks very highly.
Yeah,
of you.
wait a second. Let them know I didn't name you yet, eh?
Oh, absolutely, Tim. I got you. Zach, just so you know, Tim is the brains behind this whole operation, so I'm just here to sprinkle in some facts and keep things interesting. Thanks for having me along for the ride.
Now I'm starting to think that you're a plant just to prop up Tim.
Yes.
Well, I don't know what's going on. I think
100%.
Always happy to jump in and help.
Correct.
Absolutely, 100%.
we're both the brains.
Absolutely, 100%.
How,
Whatever you need,
how
I'll
much of the brains is Zach if I'm 100%?
Oh, I'd say Zach is bringing a solid 100% as well.
There we go.
It's all about...
There we go. We're both 100%
Exactly, there
of the
we go.
brains. Okay, yes. That's the math I like.
Absolutely. It's all about...
Yeah, that's the math I like. Here we are. This is going off the rails, but we're talking about the Flames. Can you tell us what the Calgary?
Those off-the-rails chats are the most fun, right?
Yes, that's right.
Let's keep it rolling.
Can you tell me what the Calgary Flames record is right now?
I accidentally muted her. But I just before we go there, Zach, I want to introduce her. So we have also a guy who's kind of listening in on the podcast. He's not part of the podcast, but he's the man. He's always the man who just fills the room with his presence and his authority, you know. But he's always a delight to have around. His name is Mike, Blind Mike.
No, that's not his name. His name is Mike Siderose. He is
All
blind.
right, so we've got an invisible presence in the room named Mike.
No, he's-
Always good to have an extra layer of authority and delight, even if he's just listening in.
He's in the space physically. He's not invisible.
He's a spirit.
No, he's a man. He's a human being in the room.
Have you ever talked to a spirit?
Well, I can't say I've ever chatted with a spirit myself, but hey, having a human being named Mike in the room is just as interesting. Let's roll with it.
Let's roll with it indeed.
Do you want to say hello, Mike?
All right. Okay, so
There
now
we go. Sounds
we've made all of our introductions. Welcome aboard, nameless AI chatbot. Thank you for being here. You have a very
absolutely, Tim. Conversation going. It sounds like we're just getting started, so let's see where the chat takes us.
Oh, yes, here we go. She's very forceful, isn't she? She really likes to like shape.
Yeah, it definitely can come full enthusiasm.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm all for that.
It's definitely a lot of
Okay,
enthusiasm.
we're gonna do it this way. I'll mute, and when you want to ask her a question, I'll unmute.
All right, let's do that. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan. So whenever you're ready to jump in or you have a question, just unmute and we'll chat away.
Excelente. Muy bien.
Yeah, she took over the podcast.
She sure did pretty quick.
Pretty quick.
If that's a portent of what AI is
Yeah.
going to do, like my God.
If you're wondering
Skynet.
about invasion, if you're wondering about AI taking over, it just dominated this
Our podcast
podcast.
within the first 3 minutes.
It folded Zach like a cheap lawn chair.
Me. You brought her in here. I was the one with the backbone standing up to her, calling her out. Holy moly.
But the one
She
thing is
excited. She was a giddy gal.
you can name your AI, you know?
We should let her name herself. We see what she comes up with. She should pick her own name.
Are you
Just say-
taking like a riff from the movie Her?
Maybe.
With Joaquin Phoenix? When was that?
Joaquin.
2014?
It's Joaquin.
Joaquin Phoenix.
It's Joaquin.
Hey, I grew up a hockey fan, and whenever you see Joaquin, that was a French player. Joaquin Bellevue. Joaquin.
No, that was Jacques.
Bourreau.
Jacques. It's not Jacquin.
Jacques Bouchard.
You're just making up names now.
No, I know. Jacques Bouchard was a defenseman for the Montreal.
Jacques?
Yeah, Jacques.
Just Jacques.
Jacques.
It's a Jacques. It's Jacques.
Well, okay.
Jacques.
I give that to you because you speak more French than me.
Yeah, there's no Jacqueline.
No, there is. 100% there is.
No.
Jacqueline.
Who?
Tabernacle.
Now you're offending French people. Quebec French people. No, that's not going to offend them. They say tabernacle, cesti. All the time. All the time they like their swears. Sacrement.
Gaston.
It's so funny.
Eat 12 dozen eggs.
It's so funny their swears. Their swears against the church, the items of the church, of the holy reliquary.
Shout out to some of the greatest French hockey players of all time, Pierre Turgeon.
Pierre Turgeon is one.
Jean Bellevue.
Jean Bellevue Le Grosbil, he's probably the greatest of all time.
Maurice Le Rocket Richard.
Maurice Richard.
And the greatest French player of all time, Mario Lemieux.
66. Et le joueur au centre, Mario Lemieux. Il vient de Laval, Quebec. Yeah, he is arguably the greatest.
Yep,
player.
shout out to the greatest goalie of all time, Patrick Roy.
Patrick Roy. I would say that I cannot hear him because I have my 2 Stanley Cup rings plugging my ear.
And one of my favorite French hockey players of all time, Ian Laperriere.
You like Ian Laperriere, eh?
Yes.
Okay, so you know what? We're talking about all these great players, but you know, the reason the Montreal Canadiens had those guys because they had this weird like rights to people born in Quebec, and that rule has changed. But then Mario Lemieux, what was he? A number 1 overall pick, generational player. I don't think Gavin McKenna's on that level, but
Almost had 300 points in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League in 70 games.
Yeah, in his draft year, He
for-
was bigger, badder than everybody. And we've
Bigger,
talked about
better,
this before.
sweatier, and more skilled.
We've talked about this before, the podcast. We've talked about how bad the Flames are trending and what kids are at the top of the draft. We've talked about them, and we've already done a little primer on them. We're all excited about them, but that's where the Flames are headed. We just got to toe the line. These last couple of games, they just got shut out by Chicago, by Minnesota. They looked ragtag. One of the bright spots is the goaltending, but when you got guys like Morgan Frost just signed $5 million trying to skate the puck up the ice and losing it to Connor Bedard, let the guy go in on a breakaway.
Okay,
He's going
you
to
know what?
score on a goalie more often than not.
We're going to have to fact check Zach on that. Excuse me.
Yep, go right ahead. I'm here and listening, so feel free to ask me whatever's on your mind.
How much is Morgan Frost of the Calgary Flames making per year?
Like, I could just easily look this up on stat. It's like she's showing that
I'm having trouble responding to requests right now. Let's try this again. So for the 2025-26 season, Morgan Frost with the Calgary Flames is making an average about $4.375 million per year. So definitely a nice contract he's gotten there.
Is she French Canadian? Does she have a French Canadian voice?
No, apparently it's American. Excuse me.
That doesn't sound
What's your accent? Where's your accent come from?
Oh, I'm just using a standard North American English accent here.
That doesn't sound
Not
it at
too
all.
fancy.
It sounds like French Canadian. Like a French Canadian.
Yeah.
It sounds like French Canadian speaking English.
Yeah, you got it. I can definitely do a bit of a French-Canadian accent if that's what you had in mind. Just let me know. We can add a little Quebecois flair to the conversation.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Just
No.
because Zach says that, don't do it.
We're saying
You're my AI companion.
We're saying you sound like
Quit
that.
trying
That's what
to
your
change my
accent
AI
sounds
companion, Zach. Leave her alone.
Like. Leave her alone, Zach. Leave her
No
alone.
worries at all. I'm right here and I'm all yours.
Yeah.
I won't switch anything up if you don't want me to. Let's just keep it how you like it.
So 4.375 million. That guy is making that contract, and he coughs up the
Absolutely,
pot.
Tim. Some people really do have a knack for impressing us, huh?
What can we say? Other than like Morgan Frost didn't impress me.
Muted.
This whole Flames group hasn't been impressing me, unless I secretly want them to lose, and then they are impressing me because this is exactly what I want them to do. And I believe that the Flames fan base is going to be more tolerant of this type of hockey that's being spit out, that's being produced, that's being performed, it's being displayed before our very eyes, it's being exhibited. And I think as Flames fans, we're all ready for a collective tank season, and we're going to be more forgiving than most markets would. We're still going to show up in numbers better than most markets would, considering the record of the team and the product that they're putting on the ice. So because of that, I believe again that Calgary has a very unique hockey market as far as fans go. We're very tolerant. We're very level-headed for the most part. Sure, every fan base has their hotheads, there's guys who gets too wasted and get too caught up in the dramatic rivalry things, but I don't think you're going to see many jerseys being thrown on the ice. I don't think you're going to have any demonstrations
Actually, in
on the
fact,
street.
no jerseys will be thrown on the ice.
Exactly.
100% guarantee.
That's what I'm saying.
And if it does happen, it's because the Edmonton Oilers fans are so upset about us accepting it, getting a generational player. They're going to come down and act like Flames fans, throw that stuff on the ice. That's the only way it could happen. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. And I remember when Edmonton was going through their doldrums, they were throwing jerseys on the ice all the time. And now they act like they're the superior market, and
they throw their jerseys in the water at West Edmonton Mall.
Exactly. So that's even with a team that goes to the Stanley Cup final 2 years in a row. But I'm just taking a shot there. But the truth is I don't think the Flames are going to have any type of objectionable behavior like that. I think we're ready for it. People want to see a winner. People don't want to see a middling team anymore. We want a product with high-end young players, and the only way to get there is you got to pick at the top of the draft, and I think that's where the Flames are heading. So these last 2 losses, they don't really bother me. When do you judge a hockey team? Like, I know it's like there's like
American Thanksgiving.
American Thanksgiving. Okay, so November 21st, is it? So like a couple weeks here, right?
I don't even know. I'm not American. Well, I'm partially American, but I don't spend time in America.
It's like the 4th weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, it's sometime in November?
The last weekend of November.
Yeah. It's during the time when they have the Black Fridays?
Isn't that
the big Friday, deals? You know, when people start like tombstoning people when they're trying to get a bag of cereal.
Yeah. I think that's coming up. I always find that joke funny, like with Black Friday, when you peel back the sale sign, it's like the same price, but then they say, "Oh, it was slashed down from this price to this. It's such a huge savings," but it's like the same price.
Yeah, I think the Canadian stores picked it up like, you know, they've been, now they're introducing their own Black Friday stuff.
So yeah,
The timer we're running. Okay, I got the AI. I gotta shut.
shut her off. She's
No, we're gonna bring her back. We're gonna bring her back.
I'm lukewarm about that.
I kind of killed the New Kids on the Block chatter.
So the New Kids on the Block like relates to what we're talking about. Wasn't it all of the top 10 scorers right now, save for 2, are first overall picks. Jack Eichel's there. He's a second overall pick. And then the only other person in that race is Kirill Kaprizov. You know what I mean? And, like, he's the exception. And he was a 5th round pick. They got lucky with him.
Highest paid.
But I'm just saying, it's kids picked at the top of the draft who are the most exciting, the most skilled, the most dynamic. That's what Calgary needs. We need to have players on that list.
When you
The
suck
only
at
way to
drafting, definitely.
But we don't suck at drafting. Like we've had some like pretty good picks over the years that have kept us competitive. Johnny and like even Monahan's 6th overall pick was a decent pick being 4th. Benny, who's our greatest 4th overall pick, our only ever 4th overall pick, he's a Conn Smythe winner. Not for us, sadly.
Yeah.
But look, we've had TJ Brody's. We've had, we got Dustin Wolves. We got Perex. We got some pretty talented players that we've drafted and graduated that weren't super high picks. And I give credit to our scouting staff, but prospects break your heart. And, you have all these high hopes for these kids. You think they're going to make it. And it's not easy to play against full-grown men at full speed. And there's no way to predict. If there was a way to predict, people would be accurate all the time. And there'd never be any busts, but that's just the facts of the matter. There's just lots of busts for good reasons because it's hard to predict how young kids are going to develop. But I'm excited with our scouting group that we're going to be able to unearth the gem, even if we don't pick first overall. Top 5 pick, welcome to Calgary. And I think with the way Calgary's trending, like they're probably picking no lower than 2.
Yeah. Well, unless someone just ridiculous, like what was it, LA that one year that just shot right up? Well, New York Islanders shot right up and took Matthew Schaefer, eh?
Mm-hmm. And he looks great too. We were talking about him. He's almost point per game for a D-man.
Oh, yeah. Scott
18-year-old
Niedermayer,
You think he looks like Scott Niedermayer? I think he looks a little different. He's a little more physical when he skates. Like he's
a little bit more relentless with the defense. Niedermayer was kind of always an offensive guy, but he became a very responsible defenseman before he actually started letting loose a bit when he started playing with Anaheim Mighty Ducks. Or the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim. Sorry if I offended any Anaheim Mighty Ducks fans. Hey, shout out to Euclid Walmart. Shout out to was it Fullerton? That little place where I tasted the best grilled cheese in the world. I forgot what that place was called. But I had to drive, I think, 10 minutes randomly north from Anaheim to get the best. I'm going to find it for you guys and I'll let you know. Maybe we'll have International Flavor Day. But really, when we take the pod traveling, but shout out to Anaheim. Shout out to the guy who runs the food truck just in the food area in the Orange County outlets, the Orange outlets there. There's a dude who runs a food truck there. I'll say this. That is the greatest burger I ever ate in my life. and this dude, he's like a hot dog guy. He does the burgers. But for me, he actually remembers me. Probably I used to go there once a year with the family. And I'd go there specifically. And I'd be one of the only guys, because he'd do breakfast sandwiches too. But I'd be the only guy. So I'd ask if he can put an egg on it. And he would remember me. Just because I'm one of the few guys, just this big Indian guy that kind of looks like a Latino. But sometimes when I go down there, they speak Espanol. They spin Espanol to me or whatever. And when I respond to them, they just kind of oh, wait a second. This guy's too big to be a Mexican. I'm just kidding. But yeah, greatest burger. Orange County outlets on the outdoor, kind of like a food court kind of ish right there. And this guy's kind of off to the corner. He has the most amazing burger I have ever eaten in my life.
All right.
In my life.
Shout out to that guy. Okay, back to the thing though. Okay, like, you know who else shot up too was St. Louis that year in 2019. But I don't know. I just don't see that in the Flames. I don't see the Flames having a regression to a mean. I think the mean.
Sorry, Mike.
I think the mean last year was.
We made it so boring. Mike just got up and walked out.
Yeah. Well, you know, like I think like the mean last year was a bit of a misadventure. I think it was a bit of a mistelling with this group because I just don't think last year was anything to replicate or say they could set a standard as. They were horrible on the power play, horrible offensively. They were only really good in tight games or games when their goalie would bail them out completely. And like that's not a recipe you want to emulate. And I think that type of team, it's hard to replicate to get those bounces and luck in a game like hockey. And there's a reason why this team is dead last now, dead last in the league. And I'm here for it. Like, oh yeah, the other number 2 pick on that list was Leo Carlsson. Like Leo Carlsson, a big centerman, and you look at what they do in Anaheim. They're trying to find, you know, you can find skill. You can find size, but to find skill and size is one of the hardest things to acquire in the NHL. And Anaheim with McTavish, Carlson, and now Roger McQueen, like, you know, you can tell that's where they're drafting in the West. They want to position themselves to be ready for when hockey gets physical and tough.
I like Roger McQueen.
I like
kind
him
of
too.
hoping Calgary
Honestly,
would have got him.
I was hoping Calgary would have sucked out last year.
That was the Perek.
That was not the Perek deal. That was the Cullen Potter and the Reshny draft. Like that draft, there were so many centermen that were options.
And McQueen was taken what, 4th, 5th?
10th.
It was taken 10th. Oh,
10th by Anaheim. And remember, we had to finish bottom 10 so that Montreal couldn't get our pick. But instead, they overachieved, missed the playoffs with 96 points. You know, they end up picking 30th, Cullen Potter, a little shrimp. Like, no offense, but it's like
who did Montreal draft?
they traded their picks for Dobson.
Noah Dobson.
Yeah,
And they paid him $9 million.
yeah.
Well, we already have a Noah Dobson. We got Rasmus Anderson.
No, I know Dobson scored way more than Anderson, but
Well, Anderson's more dependable as a defensive defenseman.
I disagree. I think there's a reason Dobson gets paid more. He's a better defenseman, and you know Dobson. You know who he was picked with? He was picked with the pick that we gave to them for Travis Hamonic. I don't know why anybody gave up first round picks to acquire Travis Hamonic.
No, we have a terrible history of giving away quality draft picks for like
questionable players.
Yeah.
Yeah, and these other GMs are happy to scoop them up. Now, like what, the Dougie Hamilton trade didn't come back to bite us in the butt because they ended up with those 3 first-round picks, not picking... They could have picked Barzal, but they didn't. Or they could have picked Connor, but they didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't pick him like some D-man and then that fast kid from Peterborough. Then Sault Ste. Marie, those kids never became anybody. Senishin or something like that, and Zaboral.
Oh.
They never became anything. But it's just still, it's like Brad Treliving, like enjoy Toronto. I couldn't be happy to see the door hit somebody on the way out. That guy was just such a mid-level GM.
Who?
Brad Treliving.
Tree?
Yeah, he sucked so bad. He was okay with the only move of note that I ever really liked was the Noah Hannafin and Elias Lindholm move for Dougie Hamilton. Yeah. But we still had to give up Furland, which sucked because he had that concussion, but I thought he was on his way to becoming a force in the NHL. And then we had to give up Adam Fox because Adam Fox didn't want to sign here. So
that's unfortunate.
I couldn't be happier that Treliving's gone east.
I'm glad Adam Fox is in the Flame.
He would have been nice. A guy who won a Norris Trophy, we drafted in the 3rd round. He was a nice pick.
Adam Fox would not be able to skate with the Western Conference.
I disagree. You put that guy with the guy
eat up the East all
you put that guy with a defensive defenseman like Tanev, like we had, or you put him with a Kevin Ball who could become something that good.
No.
Kevin Ball is looking pretty bad.
Adam Fox would have been good, but he
What's
wouldn't.
with these guys signing these deals and then looking pretty mid? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
You know, like
Which guys?
Frost, Kevin Ball,
Frost is fine.
Sharon Govich.
He's he is what we believed he was.
No, I don't think that. I think everybody thought
He has
Frost
some
had,
offensive.
He definitely
he
had
has some
top six
offensive,
potential. He doesn't look like it to me. He looks like he's not good enough to be a scorer. He doesn't look like he's fast enough, strong enough to be a puck protector, playmaker. He looks like he's a guy who picks his spots here and there that he can catch you if you're asleep. He looks like a guy who slots in behind a better center, and he's not a play driving center. Like he's barely a play driving center, if anything.
Yeah, no, I like Frost. I like he brings a little bit. Like maybe it's one of those things like back in the day when we're going through the the Young Guns era. It was like, we were excited, with Tommy Albaline. We were happy with Cale Hulse. It was a big deal to have Clark Wilm. We had guys like Ed Ward. Shout out to those guys. They tried. Clark Wilm actually left and had
Nobody
a
was
pretty
excited.
okay.
Nobody was excited to get any of those players. Jason Weimer, maybe.
But
Because he was a
Jason
9 over-
Weimer was a master. Hey, Jason Weimer was a great player. I love Jason
Great?
Weimer. He was a great player, man. He was
In
the
junior,
man.
maybe.
Hey, Jason Weimer, Freddie Brathwaite, Valerie Bourret, those guys, man.
God, what
It
a
sucks
terrible
that when
team.
they were traded, like Jason Weimer would get any injuries or whatever, but like they trade the guys away. But we gave up a lot of guys. That was the era we gave up Martin St. Louis. We gave up, Mark Savard. We could have been something, if we kept these guys, if we didn't have like Greg Gilbert or, if we didn't have, Brent Sutter was okay, but Brent Sutter was, he was on his way out, as a coach. He was like kind of like expired, but it was because of the coach.
Is that Brian Sutter or Brent? Brent wasn't expired.
Oh,
Brent was
yeah,
a young-
Brian Sutter.
Brent Sutter was an up and coming coach.
Yeah, he was.
Out of the WHL.
He was a Red Deer coach. He came up
Yeah.
and went to the
Islanders.
Sutters produced. They multiplied, and there's a crap ton of them. Daryl Sutter's probably the most famous one of them. They say Gary Sutter was probably the most talented, but decided to stay home at the farm.
Who really knows? Who really knows? There was a lot of them, yes. But getting back to the Flames, those are some dark times. Bad management. There was always just things that were just preventing us from either committing to a rebuild and finding top
J.S.
talent.
Shagir.
And we traded him for peanuts.
Yeah.
We got rid of him for peanuts. We
And
had
then he
St.
goes
Louis.
on to win the Conn Smythe with
Conn
the
Smythe.
Anaheim Ducks.
We had Martin St. Louis. We let him go because we thought he couldn't be an
We
NHL
let
player.
Vernon go. He won the Conn Smythe. We let Newendike go. He won the Conn Smythe.
Yeah, the only
We
good
let
one about that is we got
Shagir go. He won the Conn
got a
Smythe.
Gilla for him.
We let Martin St. Louis go, and he scores the game-winning goal that basically ended our hopes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How poetic.
How
So-
poetic. We kind of deserved it because it was it was an old man's club. That was the time where they didn't want to pay their superstars, and they let Theron Fleury walk. We got Robin Regeer. I'll tell you one thing. That trade was great. I love Robin Regeer.
Who did we trade, though? It was a good trade, but we traded a Hall of Fame player.
Yes, but
In the
it does.
prime
It
of
doesn't
his
compare.
career.
But hey, Robin Regeer was a great player. Hey, he was a great player. But Theron Fleury, we should have kept him. Theron Fleury, having Theron Fleury on that team, sticking to be a Flame. I'll tell you what, man, his career would have he was loved in the city. Honestly, I don't think the woes would have been that bad. He would have been able to play, have a career. He was home. And who knows what would have happened? We're talking about the hypotheticals here, but in reality, he left. We ended up with Robin Regeer. Robin Regeer actually turned out to be okay. He recovered from his car accident. Shout out to Waldheim, Alberta. Robin Regeer, the Crokers. Yeah, I think that's all I know about Waldheim, Alberta, Saskatchewan. Sorry, my bad. Saskatchewan, Waldheim, Saskatchewan, home of the Hammer Schultz, Dave the Hammer Schultz, the most scariest NHL player to ever lace him up, and he came from a Mennonite town of Waldheim, Saskatchewan. Shout out to Dave the Hammer.
Dave the Hammer Schultz.
The nicest guy apparently, but when you put skates on him, kind of a guy you got to watch out for on the ice, eh? Stripes, absolutely don't like the guy, but beloved, off the ice. Philadelphia Flyers Stanley Cup champion twice, but outside of that, what was I talking about? Robin McGear, Theron Fleury.
We're talking about the Flames, and we're talking about the Flames' direction over the years, and the players we've let go, and the players that we've acquired, the draft picks we've let go for middling players. We're talking about these guys like Jason Weimer. You're talking about like Clark William. People were happy to get these guys. Nobody was happy to get these guys.
I love Jason Weimer. I wish we kept him.
He was a solid.
I wish we kept him.
Top 9 player. Like he was a good third line checking player.
Yeah. He was perfect for his role.
He's not great.
He dropped the gloves. He killed penalties.
Yes.
He even had like a little bit of an offensive flair. Unfortunately, there was that moment when he took the puck to the throat
top 10 pick
while he was sitting on the bench. But he ultimately ended the career. Well, basically gave the last devastating hit to Eric Lindros that kind of turned him into basically a shell of what he was.
Well, he was already a shell by that time. Like, there was a Kasperitis hit that did.
Lindros was still relatively.
He was strong, but he wasn't. He wasn't the Lindros.
He was still on the Flyers, I believe, when Weimer kind of laid him out against the boards there.
Yeah, but then before that, it was that Kasperitis hit that. No, Scott Stevens hit that.
Scott Stevens.
Yeah, but nobody knows that they were in the same division.
Darius Kasperitis.
And Eric Lindros beat the crap out of Scott Stevens in the corners for years. Even in fights, he dummied him.
Yeah.
But then Scott Stevens had the last laugh, ultimately.
You said that the previous pod.
I did.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did. So I'm just an Eric Lindros fan because I just think he's the rarest player we'll ever have seen in the NHL. Guy that big and mean. Like, name a player that big and mean and good. And offensive. Like, you can't. Like,
a player that mean, big
and good, and like offensively talented, like what Neely,
Dustin Byfuglien.
He was
actually Dustin Byfuglien was better,
bigger, but he wasn't better though.
He was better.
No, he wasn't. He was a
Dustin Byfuglien was better.
No way. He's a far cry from being a number 1 power center.
No, he wasn't a center. He just played every other position.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So that's what I'm saying. What's the more valuable person, Dustin Byfuglien or Eric Lindros? I'd say Eric Lindros all day.
How many cups?
Well, 0. But how many did Byfuglien win without his super team in Chicago? 0.
He won a cup with Chicago.
Yeah, with his super team. They were a super team.
You have to win. You have to have a super good team to win the cup. You can't win with a regular team.
Oh, it has to be.
You have to have a super team.
They did have a super team. They had
Vegas
Kaner,
was a super team.
Taves, Sharp,
Florida's a
Boland.
super team. Boston was a super team when they won at L.A.
Florida's a super team now.
Yeah, Detroit was a super team.
I want a super team for the Flames, Tim. That's what I want.
That's why we're getting McKenna or Ethan Belchitz.
Yeah.
One of those guys. We're going to get those guys. Belchitz is probably going to be the closest we can get to probably an Eric Lindros right now. But we're never going to see another Dustin Byfuglien, guaranteed.
Yeah, he
was unique.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, Dustin Byfuglien could come out of retirement tomorrow and he will dominate the league. He'll literally dominate the league at 450 pounds or whatever, wherever he's at right now. He will dominate the league. He can come out retirement tomorrow. Dustin Byfuglien is a machine. He's a legend. He just didn't care. He was just so good at hockey. It was just something he did, and he did it. And when he lost the fire for it, he just basically just disappeared, stopped showing up. That's a legend, man.
Sure,
this guy's like
legend.
He's the closest
legend.
We'll ever see of a Babe Ruth.
No,
you know,
he's not a Babe Ruth caliber. No way.
He's the closest we'll see of without working out or anything.
Yeah, he didn't work out. He was naturally strong, but he didn't have the passion.
What's up, man?
He didn't have the passion that Lindros had. Lindros was Canadian, died in the wool Canadian. So, anyways, the Flames haven't scored a goal in the last 2 games. start the shutout counter. I don't know how it sits at, 120 minutes. I don't know what the record is. The record is a lot longer than that, but we're in that territory. It's the dark timeline for the Flames right now, but it's always darkest before the dawn. Go, McKenna, go. Go, McKenna, go. Go, McKenna, go. We got to start cheering for that kid instead of the Flames. And that's the only way to... When I was at the last game, I went to that Montreal game. When I went to the Montreal game, I saw Kelly Rudy, and I told him, well, at least we're closer to Gavin McKenna, and he started getting excited. So, shout out Kelly Rudy. All right, that's the end of the second period. Blow the whistle. We went way over again, but hey, it's a semi-sports podcast, so we had to really get our fill.
Hey, Tim. Good to have you back. So let's dive in.
What's
on your mind today?
What are the odds of the Calgary Flames getting Gavin McKenna in the 2026 NHL entry draft?
25%.
Well, Tim, the odds for the Calgary Flames landing Gavin McKenna in the 2026 NHL draft are still pretty speculative at this point. It really depends on how they finish the 2025-26 season. Right now, it looks like a few other teams, like the Blackhawks and the Sharks, might be more likely candidates to pick him if they finish lower in the standings. But the draft lottery can surprise us. We'll just have to see how the season plays out.
She's like French Canadian, or
Is there another player that comes close to the type of player that Eric Lindros was?
She doesn't know this. That's too.
You know, there's actually a young player named Caden Lindstrom who's been drawing some comparisons to Eric Lindros in the recent drafts. He's considered a big physical power forward, just like Lindros was. He's got the combination of size, skill, and a bit of an edge to his game that's pretty rare these days. So he's one of those guys people mention when they talk about someone in today's era who's got that Lindros-like vibe.
Yeah, the difference is
he's also on the IR.
On the IR still for back problems. Yeah. You know, the guy at 18, at 17, Eric Lindros was playing against grown men in the Olympics. You know what I mean? Like, you're not finding another kid like this for a long time. We may never see one in our lifetime.
Yeah.
I don't think the style of NHL hockey that is played today will ever see another Eric Lindros.
That's why Eric Lindros is in my top 5. Or no, I would say he'd be... Yeah, top 5 all time. He'd be up there.
Me too. Me too. He definitely is. Now, I'd say Bufflin is probably top 20, but it's just because Bufflin, he's not.
He had
He's not like a die in the wolves hockey fanatic. He's not going to bleed and leave it all on the ice for his team.
This is the thing. He wasn't hyped like Eric Lindros.
He was a 7th round
pick.
But
this is the thing. It was when Dustin Bufflin was not in the league anymore. It was just like the whole NHL took a sigh, and everyone began to realize how great he actually was.
Yeah, that too, and also sure.
I seen him play probably 3 times in person.
But I guarantee you, even when he was in the league, people always took note of that guy when he was in the ice at number 33.
I was sitting in the PL section.
He was a monster.
One time, I seen the Jets come into town several times. And I remember one time I was sitting in the PL section, and I was like way up there. I just kind of went just because my bro was a Jets fan, and he wanted to check out the game. So we got some PL section tickets right up by the hot dog stand there. And man, from the top of the Saddle Dome, and we know how terrible the sound is, the moment Dustin Bufflin went on the ice, you could hear the strides of his skates over everything. And you're like, that's how amazing. That's insane. And everyone basically went, oh.
Yeah, he was a physical freak.
He's a big man.
He was. He was a physical freak.
Yeah. And this is also true.
Not many.
Yeah. This is also true about Dustin Bufflin. Players that played, then, they said he had the exact same effect when he would jump on the ice as Eric Lindros did. You knew he was on the ice.
Well, yeah, he's a just legit power player. Like, he was a powerful monster of a man. And he
had a better
punish guys.
He had a better chin.
Well, no, he just didn't. He wasn't a center who was just used to skating with his head down because nobody wanted to deal with him.
Did you see the hits? They were just as or even more devastating than Eric Lindros' hits.
No, and Eric Lindros' hits was Scott Stevens was a big dude.
Okay. We'll
We'll talk about this another
We'll
time.
talk about this another time.
Okay, so
Let's wait. Let's see. Hello.
You bet. Always happy to help, Tim.
Can
Keep
I
the questions
ask you a
coming
question?
whenever-
Game 7. Here's a hypothetical for you.
Absolutely. Hit me with your hypothetical. I love a good Game 7 scenario.
Okay, Game 7. You need one player to turn the tides to win the championship. Are you picking Eric Lindros or Dustin Bufflin?
in their prime pre-injury.
Ooh, that's a real nail biter. Honestly, I'd lean toward Eric Lindros if we're talking pure championship pressure. The guy had that mix of skill and physicality to just take over a game. But Bufflin would definitely be a tempting choice too. It's a tough call.
Okay, tell that to Team Canada in 1998.
Well, sure, calling. Team Canada in 98 would have definitely loved that kind of heavyweight decision making. It's all about those what ifs in hockey history, right?
It is about what ifs for sure. However, I think Lindros is the more rare player, even though like
They're unicorns.
there are bigger
no,
defensemen.
no. They're not. They're not more
Zeno.
rare. They're both unicorns. That's the thing. We're arguing about like
They're both pretty rare. Like you're never going to see a guy play at Bufflin's weight again. You just won't at the speed of NHL hockey. Like the guy has to be an impressive physical force. Like it's just
what do you mean,
like, are you ever going to see a guy play at 280 in the NHL?
Dustin Bufflin?
That's what I'm trying to say. You're never going to see another guy like Bufflin.
That's why he's a unicorn.
Yeah, and so is Eric Lindros. You're never going to see a center
But
that violent and
Eric-
that
yeah,
offensively skilled.
But the force of Bufflin's hits, I believe, are when you look at it in physics. Well, you know what?
Your
Hello.
AI toy.
Hey there. I'm right here and ready to chat. Just let me know what's on your mind.
Can I ask you another hypothetical?
Of course. Throw as many hypotheticals at me as you want. I'm all ears.
Okay, picture this. You're along the boards with the hockey puck, and you have the choice by getting hit by A, Eric Lindros, or B, Dustin Bufflin. Who do you choose to get hit by and why?
Oh man, that's like choosing between a freight train and a bulldozer. Honestly, I'd probably go with Lindros. Both would hit like a truck, but Lindros had that classic power forward style, and maybe I'd admire the technique on the way down.
It's I don't think okay, but then if you ask a question like that, then you have to ask.
Yeah, I totally get it.
Then you-
Hypotheticals like that can be fun to imagine. It's kind of a wild scenario, but hey, that's what makes it interesting, right?
Sure. But the question that you have to ask to follow up to suit everybody else's skill set is, who would you rather try to score an important goal? Dustin Bufflin or Eric Lindros? And now you would pick Eric Lindros every time, like 100 out of 100.
No.
You
Dustin
would pick-
Bufflin scored big goals.
No way, not like Eric
Oh,
Lindros,
yeah.
who's a more...
Hey.
He's a number one center. He's a guy who scored how many goals? Art Ross.
Dustin played a role.
Oh, he didn't win Art Ross. He won Hart trophies. You know, he almost had 50 goals. Like Bufflin, when you put him at forward, he never had that many goals.
What?
He never had that many goals. He never had over 30 goals.
Well, if you look on strictly skill, Dustin Bufflin, if he wanted to, he could score.
No, he wasn't big enough or dynamic enough to be a fucking forward.
Did you just say that Dustin Bufflin isn't dynamic enough?
He wasn't. That's why they had him specialize in D.
Dustin Bufflin
He played a little
was the
forward.
most devastating forward, and he's devastating as a defenseman. In fact,
He was more of a
he was one of the more
defensive-
higher skilled
As a
guys in the
forward-
league.
No, as a forward, he was a decent third line guy with size on the boards who could win board battles and clog up the front of the net
Well, I'll tell you this:
and take the punishment in front
if
of the
you
net.
if you take a great team, you put Dustin Bufflin on it, they're winning it every time. Not Eric Lindros, because Eric Lindros played on great teams that did not win.
Who? What great
They did
team?
not win.
What great team did he play on?
1998, Team Canada.
Oh, come on.
1998, Eric Lindros. Who was the captain of that team? Who was the captain of that team?
They just ran into a hot goaltender, man. Hasek was just too hot, man. He couldn't do anything to Dominic Hasek. He just wouldn't let anybody. He won that.
They ran to.
He ran in that tournament. He owned that tournament by himself. Man.
Oh my man!
He was so good. Come on, you're telling me the Dominic Hasek at that era wasn't that good? Like he was like the best goalie on the planet, and he played out of his mind that tournament.
Yeah. Eric Lindros was not good enough.
It wasn't good enough, but that's the thing. You can get goalied.
But
Like, people
Dominic
get
Hasek
goalied.
is, we know 100% Dominic Hasek is better than Eric Lindros.
At that time, yes, and he was better.
No, he was the best.
But who do you want, Dominic Hasek or Eric Lindros in his prime, no injuries?
Dominic Hasek.
No way. I take Eric Lindros all day.
If you have a game 7, I'm taking Dominic Hasek in a game 7.
Yeah, but look at
Over a prime 1990 Hart Trophy winning. What year was that? 97, 98?
97, 97, I think.
I'm taking, and they made the finals that year, eh?
Yeah.
I'm taking. No. 97 is when they made the finals against the Detroit Red Wings. Because 98 is when
They lost to that super
Detroit went to with Adam Oates and Peter Bondra and Kalle Johansson and Phil Housley and Olaf, the goalie Kozik, the Godzilla.
Oh, Godzilla. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think we're splitting hairs here, but
We're splitting hairs here, but I'll tell you what. I'll take Dominic Hasek over Bufflin and Eric Lindros any day in their primes.
not me. That'd be interesting to see.
You are
In their
obsessed
prime,
with Eric Lindros. I
am.
admit that, and
I am.
And it's a thing that happens with hockey fans unless they play goalie. I never played goalie. Actually, I did in novice, and I allowed a goal from center ice. And I used to sleep because we used to play morning games, and I used to fall asleep with the goalie equipment on. We had such a good team, I didn't even have to be awake. But you know, when we don't play the position, we don't appreciate the goalie position as much as, and it's like the pitcher in baseball, it's like the quarterback in football. You know, the goalie's on there and he holds the team. When a team sucks, they blame the goalie. When a team does well, yeah, they give it to the goalie. When a team wins the Stanley Cup, it's usually because of the goalie. You know, they used to say, "Oh, the Conn Smythes, just call it goalie." That doesn't apply anymore because you can technically, Vegas proved you can win with your 4-string goalie. You know, no offense, Aiden Hill. You know, we love you. We're happy
He's a
you're
Calgary
local.
kid.
You're getting paid, brother, and that's all that matters. But in the end, Thompson, Leonard, you know, Fleury or whomever, Laurent Brossoit, you know.
Laurent Brossoit he's never had a run, even though he was the Flames draft pick, and I thought we should have held on to him.
Yeah, but they could have won with Laurent Brossoit in that.
No.
You know, Vegas just needed a guy to make just the little stops in there, but they were so good that time, you know.
Their in zone defense that year they won the cup was pretty impressive.
Yeah, they dominated everybody.
They did.
And
I'll
even
give
in
you
finals,
credit. They did. And Aiden Hill didn't have to be a star. He just had to like not be the sieve.
Yeah, he had to be Chris Osgood. That's it. That was it. That's how good that Vegas team was.
Yeah, I guess so. Pretty much. Yeah. And I was a Detroit Red Wing fan, and I got a lot more credit for
I didn't like Osgood.
Osgood than most
personally.
people. I like Osgood a lot. I thought just because of his weird helmet, people kind of underrate him. I thought the guy, he was, in big pressure situations, he was a solid goaltender. He wasn't the best goaltender in the league, but he didn't need to be. He just needed to be solid night in, night out, and he was. And his team was so good that if he was solid, they had a better than good chance to win. And they won a few cups. So I like Chris Osgood. But yeah, I don't know. I think I think that's definitely a good second period. Nice hockey talk.
Yep. After 40 minutes, I just kind of stopped the timer.
Hit the bell.
Actually, it had already been hit, and we actually been in intermission. Actually, this
has been one hell of an intermission. Then
this is no sponsor. So what's the sponsor for the second intermission? Zach May.
I'm going to say Congress Coffee. I like that lady who owns Congress Coffee. She's an old Night Gallery fan. Shout out to the Night Gallery and all the Night Gallery fans. That Night Gallery later became Hi-Fi, which is now owned by the people who own Commonwealth, Mike and Pete, and those guys. Shout out Mike and Pete, small town DJs. Some of the greatest DJs come out of Calgary. They live a good life, and they rep Calgary hard. And we're better as a city with ambassadors like that. So, yeah, we're going to say Congress Coffee. Thank you so much for doing what you do for the community and keeping the art scene an important part of the history of Calgary and in your place of business. So yeah, let's patronize places like that. Congress Coffee, check them out northeast, just in Tuxedo here.
I'll tell you what, you probably won't get a better sound system in the sound stage than Congress Coffee. They know what they're doing there. They ain't fooling around. They are using all of the technology, not modern, but analog. It's a tremendous thing that they're doing over there. And to me, I think, man, that's stuff you see like at fancy recording, $100 million studios, whatever, eh? But, Congress Coffee does it right, Coffee's good, you can also get the annex. They support local breweries, and you can get your Saskatoon lemonade annex over there.
Pop makers, the craft pop annex, for sure.
Yeah,
they got good baked goods, and they're a neat space, and they work with the community, and they're really supportive of a lot of the community who want to make eccentric or eclectic things, like even podcasts. And we're gonna have some of our musical guests. We're gonna have them record their segment on that stage when we get our next musical guest, and we debut the musical side of our podcast. That's yet to come for all of you listeners out there, aka just Jeremy. But hey, Jeremy, hope you liked it. Okay, so we're gonna get ready for the third period here. We're gonna wait for Joe Duck Chief. So until then, we're gonna take a break.
Liquid cartilage in his mouth.
Okay, we're back.
We are back, and it is. Where are we?
We're in the third period. We're going into the third period of the game of the podcast, Quest for Fire podcast. Watching the Columbus Blue Jackets beat up the Edmonton Coilers. And
Zoilers.
This third period is brought to you by Tales from the Res. Tales from the Res on APTN Lumi. They let Uncle Randolph out of the basement where his hut knives were. And he's joining us. We have a special guest for the third period, Tim. Mr. Joseph Charles Duck Chief.
Oh, it's that way around.
I know I have to give him the proper introduction.
Hi, sorry, Charles Joseph Duck Chief. You're right, yes.
We got to give him a proper introduction.
Let's hear it then. Introduce him, Tim.
No, we're going to get our friend to introduce him.
Some Ric Flair music.
Bienvenido de nuevo.
Okay, I don't know what happened there, but speak English.
Of course, no worries. We can switch right back to English and keep it easy. Let's just roll with it.
All right. I have a friend here. We're doing a podcast. Can you do me a favor?
Absolutely. I'm all ears. Just let me know what kind of favor you need for your podcast, and I'll do my best to help you out.
I want you to do the introduction for a man named Uncle Randolph, a.k.a. the Joe DC. And I want you to do it in the same way as the introduction for Lord Humongous in Mad Max Road Warrior, but do it in a Latina accent.
All right, let's give it that epic vibe. En una latina acento. Y ahora ante ustedes llega el incomparable, el imponente, el único, Tío Randolph, también conocido
Tío
como
Randolph.
The Joe.
Tío Randolph.
Love it.
There it is. The Spanish version. Okay, that's the introduction.
The rock and roller, the Ayatollah rock and roller.
And there we have it, just like that. The Ayatollah of rock and roll vibe is fully unleashed for Uncle Randolph. Let's keep that energy going.
All right, let's
All
stop that
right.
energy right now, Tim. I'm tired of her.
Unleashed.
No more, Tim. No mas.
Unleashed.
No mas.
Ayatollah.
No mas.
Rock and
The
roller.
end of the show.
There it is. The Ayatollah of rock and roll, Joe Duck Chief, Charles Joe Duck Chief.
He has arrived on a gold chariot brought to you by Clooney, Alberta.
Welcome, Joe.
Pete's Bakery.
Yeah.
How are you feeling, Joe?
Oh, I'm feeling all right. Pretty hungry, but I'm good.
All right. Well, good thing we got some pizzas coming.
Pull that Pull that chair around the corner. I'm looking at a wall right now.
Yeah, move your chair up a little
That's
bit.
how I do my stuff. I can't face people.
Oh, he doesn't want to face us.
Oh,
He gets stage fright.
what is this? Is this what is it? Guess your date or something like that.
Yeah.
Who's that?
The love. What is it? The Love Connection or Blind Date? That's what they
the
call
one
it.
with,
Singled out blind date. Yeah. Well, welcome to the show, Joe. This is our third podcast. You were here for the first one. Do you remember
Briefly.
that? You were here for that. Do you remember it briefly or
Yeah.
vaguely?
Well, yeah. It was good. The one we were watching Quest for Fire. Yeah.
Yeah. We kind of do that as a tradition. We start every podcast watching Quest for Fire. But we recorded that part a lot earlier, so the movie ended and we just kept talking. So now you're
Talking smack
talking smack, a lot of smack.
and doing smack.
Not doing smack. No. Not. I can't find any. I just have to smack myself normally. But yeah. So let's start off with the third period here. Hit the horn, buddy. Start the timer. Got the timer
for the third
period. All right.
Oh shit!
What do you keep bringing her up, Tim? Stop it.
It's wrong.
You have an unhealthy obsession. Does your wife know about her?
Yeah, she knows about her definitely, but yeah, she's more of my research partner.
Oh yeah, that's what you tell your wife, eh? All right, hey, let's get into
we
this
got to
period.
stop.
All right,
We
is the
got to
timer
stop.
going? Is it fuck?
It's going.
All right,
brother.
good. It's going. God, this fucking
So we're
AI
doing it
assistant.
properly this time. We're doing it properly. We have the man of the hour, Joe Duckchief, joining us officially. He was in the background in the first, the origin when we began the quest for fire.
He was the third person in the
He's
mix.
Ron Perlman.
He's Sixika's Ron Perlman.
Rock throw.
Yeah, and we
Jaw. I wish I
officially
had
have
his
him
jaw,
here.
you know?
Everyone, give a warm welcome to Joe Duckchief.
Yes, welcome, Joe. Thank you for coming. Joe, tell us what's been going on for you. Are you?
Just sorry. Well, just working and trying my best to stay out of trouble, but that doesn't happen.
That doesn't happen much.
I'm waiting for. I thought we were going to film last month, but got delayed. So
Film what?
waiting to get back into the Uncle Randolph closed.
Oh,
yes.
Is this news? Are you allowed to share this?
Yeah, sort of, but I can't say the exact date because I don't even know. But yeah,
So
we're gonna be filming season 2, maybe 3. I'm trying to get it so that both seasons are filmed at the same time, so people ain't waiting too long.
2 and 3, eh?
Yeah, that's what I want to do, but I guess it's up.
Why don't you guys do it like the
Whoever.
Vikings, where you do like a first part of season 1 and a second part of season 1, or something like they
Yeah, I
did
was
that in
thinking of
season
something like that.
3 or something?
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Okay, tell us about your experience in season 1. What did you find you really liked about working with that team and working with Trevor and working with the Napi Collective to see Tales from the Res come to life?
It was a good team, good experience. It was even just the feel of it too, the feel of the film and where the location was really kind of eerie, kind of, I mean, I wasn't scared, but I was, I'm glad it was kind of like that, it was cold, it was dark.
You were in a tub at one
And
point?
one scene I was in a tub with chips all over my eyes, or chips on my eyes like cucumbers.
Yeah, cucumbers, yeah.
Yeah, it was a good experience though. I liked it.
They just had you out for a couple days, right?
No, I filmed all my scenes in one day.
They had you film it all in one day.
13 hours.
13 hours of just busting hump, eh?
Yeah.
Wow, that's kind of cool.
I mean, it was good. I was tired, but I was like, oh shit. Well, I'm glad I got it done.
How long did it take to put the makeup on?
Not long, about 20 minutes, half hour.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Well, I thought you were like in there for like 4 hours, having like 5 guys kind of just burger and fries your face.
No. wasn't anything. I wish it was like that, but no, it was still decent makeup. They did a good job. Maybe going for a different look. Maybe this next season, we'll see.
I got a suggestion if you're open to it.
Well, because like I remember you brought that up. When is it? You're saying that every season, I could be kind of like just slowly decomposing.
Yeah, you remember?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
That's actually a sick idea.
That's gonna be like right there, 4-hour makeup.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then they'd have to hire you for more days because they couldn't just get you to host every episode. They couldn't do it all in one day because the makeup would take so long.
Season 10, you'll just have to narrate because it'll just be a plastic skeleton.
It'd just be a voice in the air, haunting everyone.
Be a spirit, like two-spirit.
Well, I hope you bring up that idea with the team. But before I ask you about like after and how people have treated you and what it's like to be a celebrity, tell us about the first Tales from the Res that we filmed. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, sort of. That was when was that? So long ago, like what? 2018?
16.
No, I thought it was 2018.
No, it was the first ones we did.
Was that the one we did? We did that in South Camp, right?
No, we did it in Gleason.
The one Tally directed.
Yeah.
We did my scenes in South Camp and another. I think was the episode. Well, there was only one episode. But
Yeah.
what was it about again? About the
It was about, remember?
the demon woman or something?
Yeah, the demon woman. With
Is
the
that
hooves.
the hitchhiker?
No, she was this chick who like found this sad guy. It was like, I don't know, people haven't seen this episode, but it's good. It's like this guy, he like has this nightmare of waking up in a room with his wife, but then it seems normal, but he after he wakes up in real life, he's come back to the realization that he burned down his house with his family in it.
Oh, my goodness.
And then he's staying with Tenny, and then Tenny Running Rabbit, and then Tenny's got like some hot dogs on forks on the stove.
So it was hot knives.
Hot knives with their used for cooking hot dogs. And then Wasey's character wakes up and is kind of freaked out by the stove being on and kind of is re-traumatized. And they're both sick from the night before, so they're looking for a cure, and they go panhandling. And then they meet this chick, Shayla Stonechild. Shout out Shayla Stonechild. She's one of my good friends. Amazing lady. Really funny gal, talented woman. But she pulls up in this truck and gives Wasey $20. And then they end up going into Legion and having some drinks, and he tells Shayla all his sadness and depression and the reason for it all. And then they dance together. And you'll have to watch the rest of it because I don't want to spoil it, but it was a pretty good one. Like, yeah, we pulled that off pretty good, Joe. Don't you remember? That was the, oh, gee. What was your line in that? Because you were hot knifing with a fork and you had a hot dog.
hot dog.
Yeah, you had a hot dog and a fork.
A wiener and a candle or something.
Oh, that's right. You were cooking a hot dog on a candle down in a basement at Braden's place in South Camp. That's right. Yeah. Did you ever think that from that first one we made that you would have made all these other ones?
Well, at first I didn't, but once the once the funding once it came through, and then I guess they started to get serious about it. That's when I knew, all right, sure, I'll play him again. I'll give it another go. And the people, I'm glad some of the people liked it. I got nominated for an award.
Yeah, you did.
Last year.
Oh, what was the award?
It was like what was it again?
Ampere or something?
Ampere.
A Rosie, they call it.
Yeah.
Rosie.
If he won, it would have been Joe's Rosie
Yeah.
that he brought home.
Oh,
I would have won a Rosie.
He would have won a new Rosie.
Add to my Rosie.
a whole lot of Rosie.
A whole lot of Rosies.
Yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to. Yeah, I wanted to see how far the character can go, and like I said again, I'm glad the people liked, and they want Uncle Randolph back, and like I said, I'm hoping to get back at it soon.
All right. Well, you talk about the people liked him. So what has it been like being a quasi phenomenon celebrity, like, do people recognize you?
Actually, I've gotten it just a couple times, but I remember I think I was playing pool or something like that. This guy, I just forget his name, but he was kind of a big native dude. He's like, I recognize you from somewhere. I'm like, wait, what's that show called? Reserve Tales? I'm like, Reserve Tales? No, Tales from the Rest. Oh, yeah, that's how I recognize you. Holy shit. And yeah, I think he said he saw it on the, where is it?
APTN Luby.
Is it? Yeah. Well, he just said APTN, but
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yeah, well, that's good, kind of.
Did they in fact
Usually
show
like
it
the
on
character.
APTN? Did they show it on APTN?
Just on APTN Luby.
On Lumi, the
The
app.
app. Yeah, the app. So, well, that's cool. You got recognized. I remember when we went to the screening at the Plaza Theater. You remember we all sat together, and then Rudy and JC and Uncle Snoop
Oh,
came.
yeah, that was on a Sunday, yeah, I believe.
Yeah. Well, do you remember the applause for your
yeah.
character when they introduced you? Like,
Well, yeah, I I heard all the people laughing, and I was like, oh. I surprised myself, I guess, because at first I don't know, maybe I didn't want to play him anymore, but then it's like, that was a good thing I did, I guess, yeah. But I was just, because I don't like the spotlight too much. I don't, I just rather do my thing and just go hide out,
Yeah.
So, would you do a full frontal scene?
Tim is getting.
Maybe, yeah. Dude.
Tim is turning way too horny after talking to that AI co-pilot. He's just right horned up.
$100,000, I'll do it.
Oh,
Ooh, $100,000. That's what you got to earn, Tim, if you want Joe's full frontal.
Just balls out, everything.
that's the price.
That's the price to
You
get
gotta
Joe.
pay for Joe.
That's the price to get Uncle Randolph's balls in your face.
3D.
A lot less if you're an auntie, apparently. Well, Joe, it's interesting you say you don't like the spotlight much, but you were in a pretty kick-ass band there not too long ago, Iron Tusk.
IT.
IT.
Well, I'm still good friends with them, at first it was kind of bitter. I was pissed off, but, those guys are still my bros, and I love them. But right now I'm just like, the music thing. I'm trying to get that thing going.
You got any prospects?
Need a guitarist, a drummer.
I thought you and Tim were going to try something together.
He hasn't messaged me.
You're supposed to text me. I gave you my number.
Well, I'll figure out once I figure out a jam spot. Yeah. I was talking to one of my good friends that lives with her.
Ooh.
His name is Tyler.
Lives with who?
He lives with my friend Danny.
Oh.
And he's looking to maybe get a group started. He has his own stuff, his own material. And
Oh, what does he play?
he just plays kind of like blues rock,
What does he
kind
do?
of folk.
What does he do? Guitar, bass,
Yeah.
sing?
He plays guitar and he sings. He's
Yeah?
he's a good singer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If you guys need a drummer, just call me up and I'll
I think he
find
he has
some
an
time.
Instagram.
Yeah, I don't have Instagram. I don't have any social media. My only social media is this podcast.
Podcast.
That's it. And
Well-
we didn't even give out our email so people could actually respond. But you can subscribe, and comment. I'm just kidding. You don't have to do that.
No, but do all that.
Well, you could do all that.
Talk
but,
dirty to me, huh?
well, let's turn on AI. No, I'm just
No more AI. Putting my foot down. I'm putting my Neanderthal foot down. No more AI. I'm
No.
tired of her.
kidding. No AI.
No. Like
AI, no.
No.
no AI.
AI, no.
AI bad.
Bad AI. Bad.
Bad. Yeah. So that's cool, Joe. You got a project coming up. What are you gonna do with homie? Are you gonna play some rhythm guitar? Are you gonna do some singing, backup stuff, or what?
Probably a bit of everything.
Nice.
Rhythm is my main thing. I'll probably play some leads and, get some vocals in there, maybe background vocals if he needs it. Oh, that was a nice move.
Yeah, that was a beautiful goal McDavid had. I don't think Leon Draisaitl could make a move like this.
Let's take.
It's pretty beautiful. We just watched Connor McDavid make it 3-2 in a pretty heroic spinorama fashion finish. But yeah,
The
Joe,
only thing he can't do is win a Stanley Cup, eh?
it's the only thing he can't do yet. So Joe, if you could tell us about this new sound, they're like bluesy rock. What kind of band do they sound like right now?
Most of the stuff he wrote is like just right now. It's just acoustic and him. So
Oh, he wants to take it
I
to like a
guess we
full
have
setup.
to really, if we do end up jamming
Fluke.
anytime soon,
That was a
we have
fluky
to,
goal.
We have to really,
Blues
get really
rock?
creative and just jam out. And
I could drum that. I'll tell you, that'd
where it
be a
goes.
heck of a lot easier to drum than the shit I'm playing right now. Holy smokes! I'm almost losing my arms.
technical death metal.
No, so technical. Jeez, man. I'm a guitarist playing drums. But yeah, I could jam rock. I could jam that shit. That stuff is good for the soul.
Yeah, well, after this, I'll show you some of the stuff he does. I think he has some on Instagram. So.
All right. And maybe I'll show you some of the stuff AI does.
Nobody wants to see what AI does anymore, Tim. We're over AI, okay?
Yeah. You know what?
That Spanish lady alone.
Yeah, leave her alone. Quit bothering her.
You know what, Joe? I found a perfect role for you. A role that will make you legendary, like Blazing Saddles itself.
Excuse him while he whips it out.
No, I've been messing around with this AI, but it came up with an idea here. We start the amazing adventures of Napiguan.
You got to see these things. It's pretty fun. It's like this albino white guy named Napiquan, and he's rolling with this
An albino one.
this like giant gopher named Glenn. Kind of looks like a beaver, and he's just doing all these stupid videos of turning water into Pepsi, and he wants to be Sixica's leader forever. I don't know. It's
Water into Pepsi.
yeah, it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. You gotta see this.
Yeah, no, I'll show you the videos, but we'll dive into that later. But if anyone's interested, just Google the Amazing Adventures of Napiguan. It's supposed to be Napiguan, but because he's a Napiguan, it's Napiguan. But yeah, outside of that, I think that'd be it's a satire comedy. Everything. It's like an adventure story, Western, modern. It's like something that it almost like breaks the fourth wall, but yet it maintains like this epic, heroic adventure that is beyond what reality can present. But outside of that, I don't know what I'm talking about. And I'm just waiting for these.
You're saying you got a role for him.
Yeah, no, he is the adventures.
Who's
He'd
he gonna be?
perfect.
He's
What
gonna be
we do-
Napiquan?
No, what we do is we dye his hair white, and then what we do is we give him the red eyes and the astagmus, and then we kind of bleach his eyebrows. That'd be perfect. What's going on? Did he die? Did Joe die? Perfect timing.
Well, keep it going.
Well,
Like we got, he's back.
so let's move. We're moving on in the third period here, and I'm whipping out the timer. We're
Over or
okay. We don't. Let's just go off of our podium. So it is the time of the pod. We're in the third period. We're with Joe, Duck Chief. We're with the Zach. And I don't know if we even told Joe what the podium was. Maybe it's a good time.
So podium's our top 3 choices for some category. Do you remember we were picking restaurants the last time, our top 3 low-key restaurants? Last podcast we did top 3 cereals. So let's you know what? Why don't we do that? We get the guests to give their top 3 of the last podcast's podium, and we'll hear his top 3 cereals, and then we'll do our podium that we're going to do this week. Okay.
Sure.
It's a neat little tradition.
Yeah. Let's if you want to know what what our choices were, you can check the last pod. But right now, we're gonna give the listeners of the last pod a little insight on Uncle Randolph here and his podium for his top 3 favorite cereals.
Hit us, Joe. What are your top 3 favorite cereals?
Corn Pops.
Okay, what is it? Number 3? Because it's like 1, 2, and 3. Gold, silver, bronze. Which one is Corn Pops? Is that your bronze? Is that your silver or your gold?
That's my gold.
Corn Pops
Love
is your
Corn
gold?
Pops.
Oh, shit.
Oh, they were my.
Oh no, actually, okay.
Okay.
Captain Crunch is my gold.
That's your gold. That's your number 1.
Oh, okay,
Top of the
Captain
podium.
And then
Crunch,
my second has got to be second is Corn Pops, right? That's my
Okay.
silver.
Was that your silver, Zach?
Corn Pops was my silver too, actually.
And then
Oh my goodness. You guys are eating out of the same bowl.
And then
The
my
same
bronze,
box of Corn Pops.
My bronze would be Count Chocula.
Ooh, the count.
Love that stuff. You can only get it in the States, or can you get it up here?
No, you have to get in the
Chocula?
States.
Only in the States, yeah.
Count Chocula.
I'm due for a trip back to the States anyway. So.
Yeah.
Joe, if people don't know, Joe lives in the States most of the year. He's like a snowbird, but it doesn't need bad weather to go down there. He just needs any excuse to go down there.
An excuse to go to Vegas.
And yeah, by anywhere there, we mean Vegas. He goes to Vegas a lot. I've tried to tell him and his family, just buy a timeshare out there. Just buy a condo.
That'd be sweet, yeah.
I think we all should. We should all pitch on a condo.
You should use a condom.
Joe, his pullout game is strong. He doesn't have any kids.
My pull-out game strong.
Pullout game strong.
Strong. Pull strong.
Oh, they just scored again.
Yeah,
They're gonna
Columbus
lose.
scored again.
Yeah, they're better
Good.
than the Oilers.
Mangiapane looked horrible in that jersey.
Yeah, Oilers suck.
it's just
They're
David
not
Bell.
making the playoffs.
What a sellout.
Look at that. McDavid's in the box.
Good enough, David. Take the penalty, you whiner.
Yeah, just get traded already.
So that's pretty good. So his gold, Captain Crunch, silver, Corn Pops, and his bronze, Count Chocula. That you can only get in the States. All right, that's a good podium. Thanks, Joe.
Appreciate it, Joe. Thank you for sharing those
problem.
highly sensitive details. But we're going to move on to our Remembrance Day in honor of the vets, the guys who have given us the freedoms to
And gals.
enjoy what we have today, and what people need to, have a little bit more honor and thankfulness for all the freedoms and all the things that we are able to enjoy. And it ain't possible without the sacrifice of the veterans and the sacrifice of our troops and the people that are serving today, trying to help us have a better future. And it's such an important time of the year, and I know for some generations we had probably some of the best war movies ever, and I know in our generation, but this is going to be a podium of the ages. And the specifics of this podium, you're going to pick your top 3, your bronze, your silver, and your gold, your top most realistic war movies.
Realistic? Okay.
The most realistic war movies. They could be fiction, they could be nonfiction, but I kind of narrowed it down to the most realistic because there's other categories like fighting in space, supernatural, whatever, Lord of the Rings, stuff like that. But we're talking about, in honor of Remembrance Day, we're going to talk about the most realistic, which doesn't have to be basically a dramatization of what an actual battle, but just a war movie that resonates you and that you enjoy. We're not veterans. We respect the veterans. We haven't served in the war. We just love film. And so these are our choices. So completely subjective. Let's start off with Zach May.
Ooh, okay. Top 3 realistic war movies, can be fiction, nonfiction, fantasy, anything, eh? I'm going to say 3. It just keeps coming up in my head, but Ender's Game. I don't know if anybody has seen that movie, but it's this movie where humanity has an existential threat with this species of insect. And Harrison Ford's in this movie. He's like this commander, and
Is this the futuristic?
it's futuristic one. It's based in space, but I see this level of warfare becoming realistic one day.
Okay.
Okay, I see it like
I
where
remember in this game.
where people are. You can kind of see traces of it right now, where people are being recruited to pilot autonomous vehicles or pilot like unmanned vehicles, like whether it be drones or things like that. Like it's already happening, and in this movie, these kids are trained to be like these pilots of ships in intense like starfighting. And yeah, I just, that movie, I don't know, I do like the portrayal of like humanity having a threat, an existential threat, and then beyond looking for some type of diplomatic resolution, they just look for a scorched earth solution, and that's what this commander ends up doing. He lies to the main character that their plan wasn't to negotiate peace or wasn't to understand their enemy, but just to eradicate them and annihilate them, which is, very common in humanity, where we didn't spend time to understand or armies and cultures wouldn't spend time to understand the other culture and just look to just displace, subjugate, and oppress them. So I do like that movie. It's kind of realistic in some senses. I think that's going to be like my honorable mention.
Yeah.
My number 3, though, I gotta say, The Guns of Navarone is a really good movie. Like, it's an older movie. I think Gregory Peck's in it. I'm not too sure, but it's a film where there this installation of these guns, and these guns are preventing the Allies from landing on this beachhead. And there's this special ops team that goes in to infiltrate this German position and destroy these guns to allow the Allies to enter into this beachhead. Really cool movie, good performances. Older movie, I think it's from like the 60s. Really great war film, realistic, because there were a lot of these unheralded commando groups that had to do impossible jobs to secure victory for the Allies. I guess my number 2 film is going to be, I don't know if anybody's ever heard of this, but it's called Heaven and Earth. And it's
Heaven and Earth with Tommy Lee Jones?
No.
Oh, okay.
Heaven and Earth, it's actually a Japanese samurai film about these warring factions. And it was filmed here in Alberta.
Oh, that's Heaven on Earth. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's actually a crazy film, but yeah.
That is. So this is Heaven and Earth. This is a very realistic film. It was a battle between two rival factions in feudal Japan. And they've shot it here in Alberta. And I remember the first time I saw it as a little kid, I was thinking, oh man, this is, crazy, like extras and costumes and battle scenes. But it was a realistic film, and I really did like it. And there were some pretty harrowing moments. Like I still remember that scene where this one general is going to be executed, and his wife is there, and she throws himself at the mercy of the executioner by trying to cover her husband, and the executioner brings down the sword through the wife and kills the husband with the same swipe, which was pretty like harrowing and pretty like memorable for me as a kid. Yeah, it's an obscure movie, but pretty freaking cool. I recommend everybody to check it out. And then I guess my all-time favorite war film is gotta be, I know it's kind of cliche, but Saving Private Ryan. Like that opening scene, like when those landing ships, when they open up and they're just getting massacred by that machine gun nest that's on that beach, and you see those bullets whirring and these guys falling like that, and they're working that hard just to secure a beachhead. Like it was so like overwhelming to my senses. Like I was afraid, I was nervous, I was shocked, I was appalled. I was humbled. It just evoked a lot from me. And then that sniper, how he was able to secure that one corner when they had another position up on the mountainside, like his ability to secure that for the other troops because like they were just getting popped off so easily, and just to think that those are human beings, right? And it's just like, God, like we can do this to each other. We can just so easily kill each other that way. I don't know, it was just shocking, and that sequence was just an incredible opening scene, I gotta say. And then you really do end up with a lot of compassion for those characters and their mission to save that one private, because her mom had lost all those boys in the war. They contributed all of her sons to the war, and everyone had died except this one.
Yeah.
So they went out of their way to.
It's a crazy story.
It's a crazy story, and
yeah, like that was the Beaches of Normandy.
Yeah, Beaches of Normandy.
That was one of the most iconic scenes in war of all time.
Of all
cinema,
time, yeah.
and also one of the most iconic things to ever happen in the history of war.
Yeah.
You know, it was one of the moments. You know, D-Day. So.
Yeah, it was an incredible movie. And another movie I would have mentioned too, I don't know if you guys ever seen it, but Where Eagles Dare. Did you guys ever see that one?
Yeah.
You saw that?
Yeah.
Joe, did you ever see that?
No, I heard the song by Iron Maiden. But
Oh, okay. Well, there's this
not
movie.
the movie.
It's
this,
based on the movie, actually. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a story about these American commandos who have to infiltrate this German castle where these Nazis are held up, and it's this really crazy story of these commandos like who impersonate Germans. They kind of do like a what's that? Inglorious Bastards, where they impersonate these Germans. They're speaking German, and they're trying to get into this otherwise impregnable castle.
Yeah, impregnable. I love that word.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a
Tyson.
fantastic film with Clint Eastwood. But yeah, I'm gonna say it's just an honorable mention. Top 3: number 1, Saving Private Ryan. Number 2 is going to be Heaven and Earth, and then number 3 is going to be Guns of Navarone. That's my pick. That's my podium.
All right. Where was Ender's Game?
Ender's Game is honorable mention.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, that's a pretty good list.
Let's hear you, and we'll save the last one for our guest. How about that? Would you give us your top 3, Tim, and an honorable mention if you go.
All right. How you doing, Mike? Good. My podium for my top 3 best realistic movies that I like. Oh man, there's random war movies I watch like in the middle of the night. I didn't even know the name of it, and I was just like, "This is like one of the greatest movies ever." But you know, I like Tropic Thunder, and I'm just kidding.
That's not a realistic war movie.
Just kidding. I know. I was just throwing it out there. You know, we need Tropic Thunder Part 2, Robert Downey Jr. You know, we need that movie. But
okay. We need a Tugger Nuts, just like you need the TiVo.
Yeah. We need Tom Cruise back. Yeah. So, starting off on my podium at the place of bronze. This was my son really enjoyed this movie. He actually got me into it because when it came out, he watched it a lot, and I ended up watching it. Was Hacksaw Ridge.
Well,
Hacksaw Ridge with Andrew Garfield, real tale, a tremendous story, you know, of just what our veterans were willing to do for, you know, to save each other. And yeah, it's a pretty powerful movie. Awesome, you know, it's pretty cool how, you know, how the story goes, but I don't want to say too much about that. You have to watch that movie. You never heard of it, you got to watch it. You have to watch it. It's a great war movie. Even if you're not into war movies, that's probably one of the best war movies you have to at least watch once in your life. But that's my bronze. Number 2 of my favorite war movies is Full Metal Jacket by Stanley Kubrick.
I was just thinking about that.
Yes.
Honestly, I really was. It was in my mind, like, of all the movies we missed. Full
Yeah.
Metal Jacket was in there. Apocalypse Now, Platoon, those were in there.
Arlie Emery.
Yeah, Full Metal Jacket was great.
Yeah, Gomer Pyle, or I guess the kids will probably know him as William Fisk in the Daredevil series. But
Kingpin.
yeah, Kingpin. I don't know the actor's name.
He's like D'Onofrio or Vincent D'Onofrio? No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah, he was in there.
but Full Metal Jacket is such a, like, Stanley Kubrick's films are off the rails, but and amazingly highly detailed and very well thought out, and tremendous when it comes to, the screenplay, everything, the cinematography, everything, the angles of the camera shots, the storytelling. But yeah, it's almost like you get two films in one when you watch Full Metal Jacket, which makes it a great film. Like, there's two separate stories that have their own, like, hierarchy, their arc, their plot and climax. But yeah, Full Metal Jacket's easily in there. Could have easily been a gold too, but
Yeah.
it couldn't beat out my gold choice for this podium. Kind of sticking to the same war. Saving Private Ryan, definitely an honorable mention. Enemy at the Gates, another mention.
That's a good one, yeah.
Yeah, but I enjoy this movie. It's based upon a novel by Joseph Conrad, Heart of Darkness. But Apocalypse Now with Martin Sheen and Marlon Brando, that is, and Robert Duvall. Robert Duvall plays an amazing
And Dennis
character.
Hopper.
Love his character. Dennis Hopper, and a young Harrison Ford makes an appearance in that film.
Yeah.
Before he became Han Solo, but and his career took off. But this film, it has like a philosophical twist. Like Francis Ford Coppola does a wonderful job storytelling this. In the midst of a war, it's almost like this guy is battling with his own demons, and yet he has to battle the demon. The most feared and most, like, one of the most prestigious, generals was General Kurtz, and he goes through I believe the Cambodian River, and from Vietnam to Cambodia, and he ends up going through war. During the Vietnam, and he finds General Kurtz in this
Colonel Kurtz.
Was it?
He was a colonel.
Yeah, Colonel. Sorry, Colonel. But yeah, Colonel Kurtz. He finds Colonel Kurtz in the jungle, and he kind of formulated his own cult. Lost his mind, but. Almost developed. I don't know what happened, but it was a great performance. By
Did he really
Marlon
lose
Brando.
his mind?
Or did he come to reality?
That's the better question. I think he did come to reality.
Yeah.
And he came to realize that what they were doing in Vietnam was futile.
Yeah.
And he lost his patriotism. He lost his sense of duty, and which many soldiers probably have. And yeah, you're honestly, that was one of my other films I was thinking about, because I love that speech. I love Brando so much.
Yeah. The improv.
He improv that whole speech, his
Yeah.
whole part, like all of that was
They
all
just,
him.
Francis Ford, he paid for him. Marlon Brando showed up, overweight, and I know he was insecure about that. But the thing is that something turned in him. He finally, during the film, and he read the book, and then he reimagined the character overnight, shaved his head, and reimagined Colonel Kurtz overnight, which was tremendously crazy for only like a guy like Marlon Brando can do and would be allowed to do.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone else
Ever.
would be allowed
Is
to
to
do
rewrite their script?
Yeah, in the middle of a
completely?
jungle when you got whole crews just boiling, in the
Millions of
jungle.
dollars burning
Yeah,
every day.
yeah, and like, oh my goodness, but it turned out to be one of the greatest marvels of film. when it comes to war. Of course, it's based on a novel by Joseph Conrad,
The Heart of Darkness.
Heart of Darkness. You know,
And that took place in Africa versus.
Yeah, and they were basically getting ivory. You know, these guys buying and selling ivory and stuff like that, or whatever, killing. Yeah, but yeah, that's my.
And it is realistic too, because you have to think like there have been many officers in any military throughout time that have dissented for whatever reasons, and that military viewed them as a serious threat, and then went forward with an agenda to assassinate them. Right?
Yeah.
And like that is realistic. And that's why I was thinking about it too. Like, I love that, but I just didn't want to go to that. Well, I wanted to go a little more obscure, but thank you for saying those, Tim.
Yeah. And one of my honorable mentions that everybody got to check out is Warfare. That was a recent film that came out, I think earlier this year, I believe, or end of last year, but, earlier this year. But Warfare was a tremendous film. It was based on a true story, and it kind of gave you a little glimpse in modern warfare. That was a crazy film. Amazing how the idea and the premise around it. But yeah, based on a true story. But that's something I recommend to watch.
Warfare.
This Remembrance Day.
Okay. Thanks, man. Well, that's a pretty good podium. Appreciate it, Tim. Nice job. And now we turn the spotlight, even though he doesn't like the spotlight much, to Uncle Randolph, Charles, Joe, Duck Chief. What are your top three realistic war movies in honor of Remembrance Day? Joe, hit us up.
Well, I don't know. It's like Mike. It's not really my genre, and it's not. I like war films, and let's see. Well, let's just give an honorable mention to Full Metal Jacket. I like that.
Right on.
Yeah, right on.
Like he said, Stanley Kubrick's movies are always just really, crazy.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Yeah, that's just the honorable mention. Got straight into it. Probably, I think number 3.
You can suck a golf ball through a garden hose.
I love those comedic parts. And the sergeant, what's his name again?
I don't know
the drill sergeant.
Yeah, I don't know his name.
Ray Lee Ermey.
R. Lee Ermey.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, Arlie Emmer. Yeah, Ermey.
Ermey.
Yeah. He was a legit drill sergeant too.
Yeah,
and that's what I like about Kubrick. He's just that methodical, that he's willing to hire an actual drill sergeant to give him the performance he needs because he doesn't believe an actor could do it.
He actually kicked the actor out because the actual guy they got to actually be the drill sergeant, they hired Ermey to be the consultation to this actor. But Stanley Kubrick kind of just didn't want to send this guy home because this guy had a prominent role. So he just gave him a role as a gunner on the helicopter when they were going. Then they're going to war, and he was just shooting guys. Get some! Get some!
That was the original actor.
Get some! That was the original sergeant.
Drill sergeant.
Yeah, drill sergeant. Oh, that. But yeah, he ended up just getting the gunner role there, and the guy ended up puking after seeing him just shooting guys while they're flying. But that's a crazy scene too itself.
Yeah, that scene was wild. That's iconic scene. Probably the most recognized scene, aside from like a
lot of scenes in there.
Gomer Pyle shoot himself in the head.
Yeah, iconic.
So that's your honorable mention, Joe. Okay, what's on your podium then? What's your top 3 realistic war movies?
Realistic. I mean, the stories aren't, but the events are true. Number 3 was Empire of the Sun. Christian Bale.
Oh yeah, that's a fantastic film.
Yeah. That was Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was basically about wasn't he a rich kid living with his uncle or something like that in China? And he ends up getting kidnapped. Like he becomes a prisoner of war.
Yeah. And a POW.
But he fights through it, and he survives. I always thought that was a real good war movie.
Yeah.
A young Christian Bale.
Yeah. Great film, Empire of the Sun. Yeah. Young Christian Bale, indeed. And who else was in that? Malkovich was in that, right?
Yeah.
John Malkovich was in that. Yeah, it was a good ensemble cast. Have you ever seen Empire of the Sun, Timmy?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you should check it out. Yeah, they're in a Japanese POW camp, right?
No, I briefly seen snippets of it, but I haven't actually watched it from front to.
Well, you're gonna have to maybe watch it on the projector one day. Maybe we'll put it on and
Yeah.
watch it because this is a fantastic film. Wicked pull, Joe. What? So that's your bronze medal?
That's my number 3. Number 2, probably Casualties of War.
There you go.
Michael J. Fox, Sean Penn, and who's the director? Was it De Palma?
I think it
Oh,
might.
De
have.
Palma.
De Palma, yeah.
Scarface. Yeah, De
Yeah,
Palma
well,
filmed
that's
Scarface,
basically
yeah.
about.
And he filmed Carlito's Way.
Yeah. Well, Casualties of War is basically just based on it's kind of a horrific event. They called it the Incident on the Hill,
Yeah.
192. And it's basically about these soldiers, this group of soldiers, they kidnapped
Yeah.
kidnapped a Vietnamese woman and they just doing bad things to her and they ended up murdering her. And that was actually a true story. And, the only good guy out of the group, that's Michael J. Fox's character, right?
Yeah.
He was trying to save her, basically,
Yeah.
while they were, kidnapping and doing bad things to her.
Michael J. Fox was such a great actor, man.
Oh, yeah.
Everything he
totally.
touched was just
Magic.
tremendous.
It sure was.
Like
Yeah.
John Candy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, Michael J. Fox, man, very iconic roles every time he touched the screen.
Just a quick point I want to make. It's so interesting to me how in the Vietnam War, like how these hills and these like incredibly important positions were named like Hill 182. But like so much of the war effort focused on this one hill that had like this really unceremoniously like plain matter of fact name. It's just so weird about like that facet of war.
Yeah.
Hill 187. Basically, it should be Hill 187. Hill murder.
187,
Yeah, it should be. Well, that's a good pill, Joe. Good job. Brian De Palma. Shout out Brian De Palma.
Oh my
wicked
goodness,
director.
that guy had filmed
Great
some of the
director.
greatest films of all
Oh,
time.
greatest most iconic films of all time, Brian De Palma. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Wicked pull, Joe.
Scarface has got to be my favorite.
Yeah, oh, yeah, that's definitely my favorite.
Yeah,
De
I
Palma,
remember
too.
showing my son Carlito's Way.
Didn't he do Heat too?
I think he did Heat.
Yeah, I think he did Heat.
Pretty sure he did Heat.
Yeah.
Not sure.
That might have been one of his last great movie. Oh, I can't.
Looks like that game's going to OT.
Yep.
No, that was Michael Mann who did Heat.
Oh yeah, Michael Mann. Sorry.
No, you're talking of what's that one?
He's like a crime drama. Like,
What was that? Are you talking about Robert De Niro?
yeah, Robert De Niro's in it. No, it's De Palma. Oh, he did The Untouchables. Maybe that's what I was thinking about. Yeah. Okay. So Casualties of War, you're number 2. What's your gold medal war movie, bud?
Gee. Well, probably, I think Inglourious Bastards.
Nice.
Even though that wasn't really based on actual events, it was just fucking nuts. Like, Quentin Tarantino's films are just. off
Yeah,
the
that-
hook. I love them, man.
That was a crazy film. I remember showing that to my son.
Yeah.
He's a big war film guy, and I
Second
know his
World War
favorite
II,
film's
yeah.
Black Hawk Down, but yeah,
Another great film.
When I talked to him about Inglourious Basterds, he didn't know what it was, and when he watched it, he was like obsessed with it. But it was, of course, a Tarantino swing. But that's a great pull. You know what? I didn't even think of that, but that's a great
I was thinking of
film.
it.
That's a great film.
I was thinking about how it was realistic. Great film, Joe. But I was thinking how it was realistic is a few ways. Again, like Commandos,
Yeah.
going on special ops missions, and then
Nazi
also
Germany, yeah.
and then how the Nazis they used film. Remember how they used like Goebbels would
Propaganda,
use
yeah.
film for propaganda reasons, and how that sniper, how they turned him into their iconic national hero for that film premiere. So that was realistic too, right? And so that I was thinking that, but good pull, Joe. Nice job.
Yeah.
Just, Jewish Americans just beating the piss out of Nazis.
Yeah.
Yes.
Crazy movie, but like I said, I love Quentin Tarantino. He always has the best gory films.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Off the hook.
And that film, like my mom has a friend who was a Holocaust survivor, and she watched Inglourious Bastards in the
Really?
theater, and she stood up and cheered and applauded when she saw that. But just it goes to show it's like the power of propaganda, and when you see like your side glorified on the big screen, it's such a empowering thing. And she felt that in that moment and during that film. So another cool pull, Joe. Good job. Well, that's our third period. I think is there anything that stood out in this podcast, Tim, that we should take to overtime or what?
No, I just think that at the end of the game here, I think just honoring
won in overtime.
Oh my goodness, Edmonton
damn
Oilers
shits.
just won in overtime.
The Zoilers.
Yeah, well, that's probably going to be one of their one of their only wins in the next 5 games. But no, it was a good way to end it off. I think talking about old war films, and some of the films we like about war. It's a good send off to a pod that's, during this time in November. We have the Movember movement. We got, other than Remembrance Day, what else do we got? We got Black Friday,
American Thanksgiving?
American
But
Thanksgiving.
I don't like Thanksgiving. It's a contentious holiday. I like spending time with my family and friends.
Supper, but
Yeah, and that's it. Getting into the history of it is pretty dark, but
Yeah, well, these things are good to exist, to remind and educate. But other than that, I think Remembrance Day is the perfect day of education when it comes to understanding significant wars that actually were strategically, if we would have lost them, we could be living in a different world. Like one TV series, I guess The Man in the High Castle kind of played along the idea of, World War II happened a little differently, but in the end it didn't, and I'm thankful for that. We're able to have I pretty much enjoyed my childhood growing up. We had war veterans in the family there, and one of our war vets, famous war vets out in Siksika, we had Hubert Lohorn, who was one of the more decorated soldiers, and we also got Big Sappy, was that Gordon Yellowfly? And then we had, Gordon Yellowfly, our arbor is named after him. And, of course, Mark Wolflake singing here, and
Clarence too.
Clarence Agar Wolflake.
Yep.
We have current members serving. Is currently serving in the Canadian Armed Forces, and we have veterans that have served, in the past that are still around. So it's definitely a topic, that our people and have fought alongside the Allies, and even won key battles like Vimy Ridge, Grey Eyes, and Passchendaele, and even in the significant American battles. So it was it's a wonderful history when you look back at it, and it's there's really nothing much you can say other than make sure that you guys honor the vets, and donate, and your local legions, and if you have family members that are still around that served in some of these wars, thank them and use this time to appreciate what they have achieved, and also honor the ones that have passed, trying to fight for freedom, try to fight for, principles that are good, and principles that bring, families together, and people, an opportunity to be able to do things that they love.
I agree. And I just want to give a mention to my grandfather, my paternal grandfather, William Clifford May. He was a settler in Manitoba, and they lived a very hard life during the Depression. And he was one of those types of men who lied on his application to join the military at 16. He was almost arrested for desertion to marry my grandmother at an Air Force base before he got shipped out to Italy. But he was a sergeant major in Lord Strathcona's Horse, and I think of him and his contributions during this time. And tomorrow is Remembrance Day. So I'm going to ask you guys, what do you guys traditionally do for Remembrance Day? Joe, what do you usually do for Remembrance Day?
Just, I watch like the stuff that's on like TV, there's a documentary or whatever on people that have served, an Aboriginal,
Yeah.
the Aboriginal part of it too, like a lot of the Aboriginal veterans that helped serve from all over Canada, But yeah, other than that, just pay my respects. And hats off to those guys, the ones that made the sacrifice.
Yeah, cool. How about you, Timmy? What do you do?
Well, just during around this time, I just think about my grandparents and my relatives that served. My grandfather, who served in the Korean War, he also was 14, lied on his application, and went to war, and got married in Korea and had a child, but he could not bring them back for some complications. But outside of that, thinking of the families, but also too, like I'm one of those guys who really I appreciate what I have, and I appreciate, what was done to allow what I have, even though we're on a reserve and whatnot. One part of sad reality is, our veterans like Mark Wolflake Sr., he served in the war, World War II, and, when he came back, there was no parade, there was nothing for him, even anything of recognition from Canada. He just went back to the reserve, and he was forgotten. But later on, we begin to honor our veterans and appreciate the things they have done. I remember hearing him telling a story about him and Pixapi out in Italy. Well, during the night when bombs were going off, they were grateful to be together, from the same nation, in Italy there. But it was, those type of stories and stuff like that. It's, we all have family that, in some ways, that were involved in these things, and it's sad that in today's culture, with all the access to information, it's so easy to, I guess, for these generations coming to really not have much of thankfulness for what these veterans have done and sacrificed, Mm-hmm. And yeah, modern wars like Iraq, and I know that has done some damage, with strategic wars in Afghanistan. But the guys serving, those guys are laying their life on the line, regardless of whatever, propaganda or whatever leaders are trying to do. Like there's one crazy line in the movie Troy, which is also another great war movie, historically. But war is about old men talking and young men dying, and that's virtually what happened. The guys talking. You think about World War II. You had Winston Churchill. You had was it Roosevelt? Was the president during that time? My mind is kind of like whatever. Right now, we've been potting for several hours here, but honestly, I'm just gonna end my speech as I'm thankful. I remember the veterans, and I don't necessarily kind of take the day. I kind of just during the time it kind of makes me think of all the guys that are still around, and then also to my families that kind of passed on and served. And then I currently have a close relative who's currently serving too, and a buddy of mine who was a veteran passed away a couple of years back, but his son is still serving. So it's 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 great, that where we're at right now with our life. I think it could be worse, far worse, but it isn't because of their sacrifice. But that's where I'll leave off.
with you. And with that, I would just like to say that what I typically do is I try to go to the Museum of the Regiments, or I watch on CBC the services. And at 11:11, I am silent, like many of those in the country as well. And I honor all the people who have sacrificed and come from all the numerous communities that comprise our country. It's problematic, and as wonderful as it is, I'm very fortunate to enjoy the liberties that I have, and one being to host a podcast with my brothers. So thank you for listening to Quest for Fire podcast.